the pandemic.
It also would include $1,400 payments to most Americans, money for state and local governments, and more funding for coronavirus tests and vaccines.
The vaccine rollout in the United States has been a dismal failure thus far.
North Korea keeps ramping up its nuclear arsenal despite U.S. attempts to stop that. Fox's Simon Owen explains live.
Dave, North Korea has just held a massive nighttime military parade during which it revealed what it says are new ballistic missiles that can be launched from submarines. The weapons are still under development, but if completed, pose a new North Korean threat. State media says leader Kim Jong-un was watching the display. He led a meeting of his ruling party this week and promised maximum efforts to bolster his country's nuclear weapons program. Dave?
America's listening to Fox News.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter.
This update is presented by Johnston Spinal Care, the leader in spinal decompression. Find them online at 596back.com.
Wink News traffic.
Good Friday morning. It's a foggy commute if you're heading northbound towards Charlotte County. Limited visibility near Kings Highway. Also fog in Immokalee as you're commuting this morning. Really make sure to watch that following distance and use your low beams. Also, if you are in Collier County, we're still up to speed on Immokalee Road west of 951 to the interstate. Should only take you 4 minutes. We're also up to speed on Goodlett Frank heading northbound towards Golden Gate Parkway, as well as slowdowns beginning on 951 just to the north of the East Trail. That's up to the minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Hey, we'll start with some patchy fog. Eventually that will improve after 9 a.m. with sunshine and clouds fixing in for this afternoon. But heads up for this evening and overnight, we are going to have a chance of rain with spotty showers along the cold front. That's why the temperatures take a tumble into the weekend. Pretty chilly. Highs only in the 60s for your breezy Saturday and all the way towards Sunday. Sunday morning, we wake up to upper 40s, only in the mid-60s for highs, but then gradually a warming trend as we go throughout next week and even flirting with 80 by next Thursday and Friday. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, Weather Authority.
Blah, 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 blah.
Gear up for the liberal loudmouths at work. Drew Steele, mornings on 92.5 Fox News.
And now a word from Dr. Johnston at 596-BACK.
Across the country, there has been a major increase in the number of back and neck pain cases. Most researchers attribute it to a decrease in the amount of activity people have been getting. This leads to pinched or compressed spinal nerves. These same nerves go down into people's legs and arms. I've especially noticed this among those with stenosis, arthritis, or bulging herniated discs. This pain, weakness, or numbness should not be ignored. Action needs to be taken. If you suffer from one of these conditions, or even scoliosis or neuropathy, it's important to get your condition correctly diagnosed and treated. At Johnston Spinal Care, we treat these conditions non-surgically, without needles or medications, using spinal decompression, completely safe and painless. Call today for a no-charge telephone consultation or MRI review. Johnston Spinal Care. We're here for you. Call 596-BACK, 596-BACK. That's 596-2225.
Water is life in Southwest Florida. It drives our economy from tourism to fishing to boating and quality of life. This is Adam Botana from Baywater Exclusive Boat Club, and we talk water for an hour every weekend on Fox News Radio. We feature guests on water quality, water safety, and water fun, including great boating day trips and tips on fishing. Join us this Saturday at 7 a.m. for the Baywater Exclusive Boat Club Hour with Adam Botana on 92.5 Fox News.
Chevy showroom, this is Marty.
You know what's outside at Victory Lane, Chevy, Marty?
Yeah, what's outside?
Tons of new Chevys. They're dropping them off now as we speak. Oh, they're so beautiful.
Ask him when he's dropping off at my dealership, okay?
Oh, what'd you do, Marty? You stiff a bunch of your customers over the holidays?
No.
Your lot's empty over there?
You're nuts.
Well, I may be nuts, but you know what, Marty? I got all the Chevys to sell. And you got Jack Zippity Squat.
No, I don't.
Bye-bye, Marty. During the perfect timing event at Victory Lane Chevrolet, get top dollar for trades. Plus, take an extra $9,000 off new 2021 Silverados or $6,000 off new Chevy Equinox. Look, if you didn't get something shiny with big wheels during the holidays, get thousands off MSRP right now at Victory Lane Chevrolet on the corner of Fowler and Winkler. Online, victorylanechevrolet.com. Find new roads.
Taxes and fees extra. All rebates to dealer offers with approved credit and do not combine. Expires 1/31/2021.
Tired after a long day of working and taking care of the kids? Take the night off and let KFC do the home cooking for you. Pick up a $20 FU today. Order ahead or use contactless delivery on KFC.com.
From the Fox News Podcasts Network. Stay on top of the latest news and information from Fox News. Listen and download the Fox News Hourly Update on your time. The trending stories you need anytime you want it. Listen and download now by going to foxnewspodcast.com. From the Fox News Podcasts Network. Subscribe and listen to the Trey Gowdy Podcast.
It skews our thinking when all we see on television or read online or in papers or experience on social media is negative. It skews the proportions. When it is all you see, you tend to think it is all that exists, and we have to be more disciplined. It's not only not all that exists, it's not even the majority of what exists.
Subscribe and listen now by going to foxnewspodcasts.com. The Fox News Rundown is a weekday morning podcast that dives deep into the major and controversial stories of the day. Hosted by the anchors of Fox News Radio. Subscribe now to hear a perspective of news you won't find anywhere else. Listen now by going to foxnewspodcasts.com.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steve.
Well, good morning, Southwest Florida. So glad you're here. 239-479-5592 is the talk and text line. We stream live for the time being. If you want to watch, we'd love that you view this program each and every day, and thank you for that, both on YouTube and Facebook at Drew Steele Radio. Steele has 3 E's, and if you would like to subscribe to YouTube and you would like to like the Facebook page, that would be a nice thing. So what's going on today? How are you guys doing on this Jake Day on this Friday? You feeling pretty good? Are you feeling good about almost $2 trillion worth of COVID relief coming your way? It's interesting how the numbers continue to tick up. And as Joe Biden approaches the microphone yesterday, that number approaches 2 trillion with a T, as if the trillion, million, billion, gazillion, quadrigadil, blah, 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 blah. Does it really matter anymore? I mean, it's just like, that's the sound of the printing press. We just keep it going, everybody. We just keep printing the money. I mean, inflation and all that, it doesn't matter. Everything's fine. There's nothing to see here. Fiscal responsibility is gone. Let's just, Republicans, Democrats, conservatives, liberals, libertarians, everybody all agree. It's a straight moving path right there to the printing press. And as far as fiscal responsibility is concerned, it's another day. Kids and grandkids, that is just the language of your kids and grandkids are going to get handed this debt means absolutely nothing to you anymore. Not you specifically. I mean, there are many that are listening to the sound of my voice who care about fiscal responsibility, but somehow Republicans have done this wonderful job of just tossing it out the window. Like it doesn't matter anymore. Like there's ways to get around it. Like if you can't beat them, join them. So we're going to talk about the president-elect's COVID-19 relief package, around $2 trillion. And here's the one thing that you know about liberals that drives people crazy. Liberals, Democrats, same thing. And here's what it is. Democrats swim in a school that seems to be pretty tightly knit. Like the school of Democrats in a sea of sharks looks pretty ominous to a shark because everybody's in on the same page. And they play long ball. So they know that eventually they'll get around to what they want. And some of the things that are in this package, basically shooting for the moon, everybody. Let's just go all the way. Let's go right to the top. Don't worry about nibbling around the edges. We're just a big giant school of fish that looks ominous to a shark, and we just go all together. And what the GOP does, apparently, is they like to fracture and they like to swim away from the school so that, so I guess the shark has some fun dining to do. Some of them last. Some of them stay in this school. And the ones that want to get away and say, no, we care about fiscal responsibility. Yeah, you just get swallowed up because nobody wants to move that direction. Yeah, I'm a little upset this morning about this, and I know there are people that are going to be talking today on talk shows and the talking heads in the morning, and they're going to talk about all the things that are so wonderful about this. I mean, the liberal talking heads. There won't be a lot of discussion about the details and the things that I'm concerned about, but we'll touch on some of them this morning because there is some more news out there, bigger stories, if you will, for the moment. These stories are going to go into. We're going to continue the ones that are going to affect our pocketbooks. It's the one that I wanted to talk about today as well. That is, it's a big deal. I mean, when you consider that finally the president has declassified troves, stacks, binder filled with women. No, that's not really true. No, that's Mitt Romney. He's got the binder full. Foot-high stacks of Russiagate and Obamagate documents. And within days, maybe starting today and through the weekend and next week, we'll start to see some of them come out. And what do they say? And how interesting are these? And what does it mean now, days before the end of the presidency of Donald Trump? Some people are looking and saying, why now? I mean, it's nice that it's happened, but why did it take this long for all of this to come out? Why could this not come out sooner, knowing that we were going to be in a position where there are a lot of people that would just continue to yeah, that's old news. The Russiagate, that's old news. We've already talked about this ad nauseum. Do we have to go back to that? And how half of the country isn't even going to care about this. Half the country still believes that Donald Trump is in league with Putin. They're going to continue to run with that. Oh, and he's also in league with white supremacists and the KKK and Nazis. Like Don the Lemon talked about yesterday. I don't think you missed that audio, right? Yeah, I know. Well, maybe I should play. Should I play that just to refresh your memories about what the left in this country and the media thinks about you? Just to remind you that. That they basically hate you. And I'm trying to, do I have it? Where did it go? Look at this. I can't even, I thought I had it. Okay. Well, let's just, oh no. All right. I do have it. Yeah. Just, here you go. Is this it? All right.
Now what you hear is, well, you can't say that everybody who voted for Trump is like the people who went into the Capitol. Response.
You can't say that. What? Everybody's like
everybody who voted for Trump is like them.
No, I just explained to you. If you are on that side, you need to think about the side you're on. I am never on the side of the Klan. I am principal people, conservative or liberal, never on the Klan side. Principal people, conservative or liberal, never on the Nazi side.
Yeah. Okay. Gotcha. They hate you, and they're going to paint you in such a way that this will be the narrative, and you're not going to get away from it. And it gets worse, and there's a reason why we're concerned about it, and I'm going to talk about that this morning. And those that are being fired from jobs and not being able to have jobs because of your support for the president. Maybe you put something out on a Facebook page. Oh, it's happening. We'll get to that. All right, so let's talk about this morning. Do I even want to go to Joe Biden first? I don't know. Jake, maybe I'll leave it up to you. Jake, it's Jake Day. It's a Friday. It's supposed to be a happy day. The news is, I don't know if it's, well, let's just put it this way. Jake, I'm going to leave it up to you right now. Do you want to hear what Joe Biden had to say yesterday about the $2 trillion, what's a couple of trillion between friends, the COVID package relief and how much money you're going to get and all the great goodies that's coming your way and some of the hidden sneaking in of different items? Or do you want to hear about the declassification of the Russiagate, Obamagate documents? I'm leaving it up to you, Jake.
Why would you do this?
Because because it's your day. I'm trying to help you today. It's your day. I know you're already checked out. I'm just asking if you check in for just a second. Which one would you like to hear first?
So
Biden or Trump? Quickly.
Review the documents.
Oh my gosh. Okay. All right, we're going to review the documents. All right, so here we go. John Solomon had a few things to say about this yesterday on Luz Dobbs' program. And if you're wondering some of what happened You've got the declassification and authorization of the release of more than a foot-high stack of documents related to the Obama administration's surveillance and espionage committed against the 2016 Trump campaign as part of a larger campaign to discredit and undermine the incoming United States president. Now, for those that are listening and are on the left side of the aisle and say, that's an outrageous statement. We're gonna open all this up and see whether or not that's outrageous. No, it's not outrageous. It happened, and you know it. So what did John Solomon, Just the News, have to say about it and what we may or may not see in all of these documents?
More than a foot-high stack of documents he has authorized, released by the FBI and the Justice Department. These are the things that the FBI has tried to keep from the public for 4 years. They have amazing, big picture revelations. And let's start with, I think, the most important one. Christopher Steele, in his debriefings with the FBI after he was fired for leaking, he told the FBI, the reason I leaked is because I needed to help Hillary Clinton cover up her email problem. So I leaked to turn the attention to Donald Trump.
Excuse me? Leaking to news media to upstage concerns over Hillary Clinton's email scandal. You know, the one that's really not a scandal. I mean, the Democrats haven't had any scandals.
The Uranium One scandal.
The IRS targeting scandal.
The Clinton Foundation. Fusion GPS dossier.
Benghazi. Hillary Clinton email case.
Sergeant Bo Bergdahl. Remember him?
It's just a couple. But yeah, throw that one in. So to cover up the email scandal, like we all know this. Like this is, to many people listening, it's like, this is nothing new, Drew. This is not something that is a big revelation to me because I've been listening to you and I've been listening to others and I've been listening to and reading books about Spygate and all of this. So do we get to see this? Do we get to see this trove and maybe see some more as well? And put this to rest, this idea that somehow the president was in league with Putin. We'll see.
The Russia collusion narrative was invented to protect Hillary Clinton from ongoing revelations about her email scandal. It was a political dirty trick, and that was Christopher Steele's own words. People tomorrow, I believe, will get to see his words. I've been reporting on this privately. I haven't seen the declassified documents yet, but I'm telling you that my reporting, I know that's in the document. Similarly, Stefan Halper, the other informant, remember he's the guy that recorded Papadopoulos and Carter Page. Right. In his tasking orders, when the FBI is tasking him, my sources tell me from weeks and months of reporting on this, that he was told to spy on the Trump campaign. In fact, he was given a cover. Try to pretend you might want to get involved and get hired by the Trump campaign and then start talking to people and pump them from information. In anyone's book, that is spying. Remember.
Anybody's book, that is spying. That's John Solomon from Lou Dobbs' program yesterday. Again, these items will be revealed in these documents, we hope. And the connection from Steele, his primary source, one of the Democrats' key impeachment witnesses. Oh, we got to get to that. Steele, listen to this. Again, it doesn't get better. It gets worse, everybody. Steele's primary source of Russian intel later disowned or distanced himself from the claims attributed to him in the Steele dossier and that U.S. intelligence had concerns the source was tied to Russian intelligence. The soon-to-be-released records also expose a tantalizing connection between Steele, his primary source, and one of the Democrats' key impeachment witnesses in the Ukraine scandal, former Trump National Security Council Russia expert Fiona Hill. Here's the takeaway from this. We're going to see now, and we're going to find out, and we're going to witness here right in front of our face something that is important that people see for themselves, that they see the documents, that they understand that this will be the answer about the question, as John Solomon put it in his piece at Just the News. The long debated question in Washington about whether the FBI's tactics amounted to spying on the Trump campaign. It appears as if it was absolutely that. So we can put that to rest. And what this does is confirm everything you knew, all the information that people have had for years, that we've known about and talked about, and how we are all supposed to just shut up we're supposed to accept that this is all water under the bridge. We're moving on now. Trump's out of office. Except we don't, because there's impeachment, and then there's trying to get him out of office now, and then there's maybe going after him later, and some of the things we will probably see, and the unfortunate doxing of Trump supporters. And if you are a Trump supporter, maybe you shouldn't have this job at this company where we have values and your values. And I got news on that as well. And then the other part of it is one of the biggies. And the other part of it is pretty simple. All the money that was spent, all the time, all the dollars, and all the words from the left and the media about what this was, as opposed to what the truth was. And it's all going to come out. And what, at the end of the day, what about Trump?
It was a complete and total exoneration.
The president is the president of all Americans, and he's focused on doing what is best for our country. The media saying the most horrible things about this president. Where was the apology?
675 days and $40 million. 675 days and nothing was found. 675 days and $40 million. How do you measure a hoax? From Comey to Brennan to Strokin to Rod Rosenstein, Obama, McCabe and Christopher Steele. 675 days and $40 million.
Our country had to go through this?
Yep. It's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News, right all along.
This is 92.5 Fox News.
This Fox News business report is presented by Sargent's Integrated Pest Solutions Incorporated, providing organic and botanical pest control solutions since 2011.
Drive the lefties at work crazy with the facts. Get up to speed mornings with Drew Steve. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
You've worked hard in life and created substantial wealth, but isn't your legacy about more than money? At FindMark, we ask our clients, how will you prepare the next generation? Will they inherit your values along with your wealth? Having a plan is essential. FindMark can help. Visit us at our locations in Fort Myers, Naples, Bonita Springs, and Estero, or online at findmarkbank.com.
Happy 2021 from Condition Day.
Hey, happy Friday. Good morning. Good to see you all here on our YouTube and Facebook pages for the time being. And definitely want to hear from you this morning. So if you don't mind, on this Friday, would just love to see who is on with us watching this morning. So if you're waking up on this Friday and you're joining us today and you're on YouTube, you're on Facebook, I would love to say good morning on this Friday. So just say, if you would just text into the comments or the reactions, either on Facebook or on YouTube, just say here or let me know you're watching, just so I can say hi if you don't mind. I kind of like doing this. So let's see who is here this morning, who's on with us. I'm just going to wait for a second. All right, Native American is here on YouTube, so we appreciate that. Good to see you. Here they go. All right, starting to populate now. All right, Lady Catherine's in Vermont, and it's freezing. Lynn Rodriguez, good morning. And Donna Earhart, good morning, and a little bit of sun. I hope we get some sun today. Are we going to have some sunshine today? I hope so. Chris Muck, good morning. William Roseberry, good morning. Good to see you. Richard Wagner is here as well. And Rick Delasace, I hope I say your name right. I never know. Lynn Rodriguez, good morning. Debbie Iker Assad is here, saying good morning to myself and Jake, although Jake's really busy today. He's in crazy mood today. Just making sure we're not off the air. All right. Pedro Cozzarelli is here from Montreal. Oh, man, I would love to go to Montreal. Love to visit there sometime soon. Ann Smith is in California. Good to see you this morning. Thanks for being here. Volkmeister. Hey. And Curtis Hicks is here. Good morning. Good to see you. Therese Terry is in New York. Therese Sestra Bradine. Is that right? Okay. Dorothy Clay from Virginia. Good morning. Great to see you. And let's see. Josephine Ramsey is here from England. Josephine, where are you in England? Let us know. Laura's here every morning. We know Laura Savage. We know you're here every morning. And Saguaro Productions, obviously. Teresa's here as well. Good to see you today. Good to see you all. And I appreciate you watching. Let's see. Peggy O'Brien mostly is in Virginia. Good morning. Great to see you. Alan Javier is you're in Dubai. Is that right? All right. Good morning, Alan. Great to see you here as well. So many joining us on the stream, on the feed, on the YouTube and on Facebook, and we always appreciate seeing you all here. All right. So just to let you know, coming up this morning in just a little bit, the 1.9 trillion COVID plan. More money coming your way. Are you excited about more money coming your way? I'm just asking because I'm wondering how many people are like cool with the money coming their way, and then the money runs out, and then more money comes because we're still waiting to do something about opening up the economy. I'm concerned about that. Tom Gaylord is here from Florida. Good to see you, Travis. Good morning. Tammy Lundy says, time is money. Get to the point. All right. We're getting to the point. Tammy's got no time for this. I understand. All right, so Josephine's in Essex. All right, awesome. We appreciate you watching. Benjamin Conley, get to the point. No, that's Tammy Lundy. She wants me to get to the point. Good morning, Benjamin. And Deborah Lanier from Ohio. Maureen Baxter you're in Scotland. All right, great to see you. And Ellie Dad 777 says more money. All right, there you go. Byron McBee is happy because Trump's been fired. All right, you're excited about that, Byron. I'd love to know what you're excited about moving forward. Like, you excited about your, I don't know, some of your freedoms and liberties being taken away, your speech, that kind of thing. You really think you don't think that like that people like on Twitter, Facebook and the like, they're just going to go after Trump supporters, right? You do realize you're next. Or maybe not. I don't know. That's cool. I mean, it's not, but all good. All right. Let's see. Brian Desmond's here in Fort Myers. Steve Flood is present. Thank you, sir. And yeah, so we're going to get to Biden's trillions. More money, more money, more money. We'll get to all of that coming up. Let's see. Oh, gosh. Yeah, we got a big day that having to do with tech. Big tech. And I'm just telling you, be careful what you wish for when all of you think it's a cool thing, or some of you think it's a cool thing to take Trump off the internet. You know, have you ever asked yourself, why is the president of Mexico left-leaning, a leftist, vowing to take on tech companies? Why is somebody on the left in Mexico looking to take on tech? Do you see what I'm saying? Even leftists understand that sooner or later they're coming for them. That there will be political parties even in their country that may even be more further left than they are, or have political ideology that will get through on these social media sites, and theirs won't. Listen, I'm just telling you, can't cancel everybody. No, I mean you can, but all right, we'll get to more coming up, and let's get back to programming here. See you in a bit. Thanks for being here.
So calling for a raise in the federal minimum wage.
Should be a national minimum wage of $15 an hour. No one working 40 hours a week should live below the poverty line. And that's what it means. If you work for less than $15 an hour and work 40 hours a week, you're living in poverty.
He says today he'll announce plans to speed up coronavirus vaccinations. FBI Director Christopher Wray says the Bureau is tracking online chatter about armed protest over next Wednesday's inauguration. He says there's been more than 100 arrests from last week's riot at the Capitol.
We've already identified over 200 suspects, so we know who you are if you're out there. and FBI agents are coming to find you.
America's listening to Fox News.
Wink News traffic.
Traffic is slowing in Fort Myers on Davis Road, north and south between Iona and McGregor. Also, we are still up to speed on Daniels Parkway. If you're heading west of Tree Line to US 41, it is only an 11-minute commute. That's pretty quick. There is a slowdown on Metro heading southbound to Daniels Parkway, as well as traffic slow off and on Fiddlesticks north to Daniels. But I-75 is up to speed. If you're heading northbound into Charlotte, you will run into some fog, so really make sure to watch that following distance. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Hey, we'll start with some patchy fog. Eventually, that will improve after 9 a.m. with sunshine and clouds mixing in for this afternoon. But heads up, for this evening and overnight, we are going to have a chance of rain with spotty showers along the cold front. That's why the temperatures take a tumble into the weekend. Pretty chilly. Highs only in the 60s for your breezy Saturday and all the way towards Sunday. Sunday morning, we wake up to upper 40s, only in the mid-60s for highs, but then gradually a warming trend as we go throughout next week and even flirting with 80 by next Thursday and Friday. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, Weather Authority.
Get more than what the internet tells you. Get up to speed on The Drive with Trey Radel. Weekdays 5 to 7. 92.5 Fox News. Right. All along.
It's Kaylee Kobe at Kobe Coin. It's been almost 5 minutes since you have heard an air conditioning company commercial all day long. Blah, blah, blah. So how do you pick the best? First, only pick a company with NATE certified mechanics. Next, the license holder should also be the owner, not some random license. And you want someone who has stood the test of time. In other words, you want Kobe Cooling.
When you think of air conditioning companies, we hope you'll think of Kobe Cooling. No nonsense and no pressure. We're the company your neighbors use. License CACO 57313. Kobe, the most trusted name in the business since 1949. And now offering Kobe's exclusive brand, the Florida Reserve. Call and ask us about a 10-year guarantee with no hassle warranties.
January is National Organization Month. Yep, there's a National Organization Month. And of course, it should be now at the start of the year. A fresh chance to create a little more time, sense, and peace in your everyday.
And that is what our master designers at Closet Factory specialize in. Whether it's your closet, home office, or any part of your home that could be more wonderfully, time-savingly organized, discover how simple getting more can be.
Talk to Closet Factory, give us a call, or visit closetfactory.com.
The all-new Bonita Springs Poker Room is now open, featuring 37 smoke and hot tables with all your favorite games. Texas Hold'em, Pot Limit Omaha, Omaha High-Low, and the wildly popular designated player games like Ultimate Texas Hold'em, High Card Flush, and more. But it's so much more than poker. Check out the sports room with huge TVs carrying all major sports and personal TVs for custom viewing. Wager on horses and highlight. Plus, they offer exciting sports promotions with cash prizes. It's so easy and fun to be a winner. While you're there, don't miss out on delicious food and an amazing selection of craft beer at the Brass Tap, located right inside the Bonita Springs Poker Room. Enjoy happy hour every Monday through Friday from 4 to 7 p.m. and specials like $5 burgers on Mondays, Taco Tuesdays with $2 tacos and more. Plus live music every Thursday and Saturday. It's all right here at the Bonita Springs Poker Room on Bonita Beach Road, 1 mile west of I-75. Open daily at 9:30 a.m. Check out bonitapoker.com or call 239-992-2411.
Doesn't the sound of owning a new home have a nice ring to it? What about a new home that's only 15 minutes from downtown Fort Myers? What about a new home only 15 minutes from downtown and priced from the 500s to the 800s? At River Hall, you can own your little piece of the planet with move-in ready homes today from Greenpoint Homes. Your new home is calling, inviting you to live the good life, starting now. And River Hall is where it all starts, a true paradise. River Hall is one of the Gulf Coast's most exclusive master-planned communities, with homes priced from the 500s to the 800s. Upscale country club living complete with a Davis Love III Championship golf course, all waiting for you. Here's to finally finding the perfect place. Here's to home. River Hall is just east of Fort Myers in the River Shores District. Come see model homes now. Visit liveriverhall.com.
This is Mike Roberts, Vice President at Mortgage Warehouse, Southwest Florida's mortgage price leader and home of the no closing cost mortgage. No points, no hidden fees, no loan costs, period. If the mortgage you have right now was done prior to COVID-19, you should call us for a free review. At Mortgage Warehouse, we understand how frustrating it can be to make your mortgage payment month after month, and the loan balance just doesn't seem to go down. The payment is mostly interest, but we can help with that. We can combine near record low mortgage rates with our local no closing cost program to improve your mortgage payment right away. You do not have to roll any closing costs into your loan balance to get these ultra low mortgage rates. You can apply online at mortgagewarehouse.com or call 313-5000. That's 313-5000. MortgageWarehouse.com.
Certain restrictions apply. NMLS ID 137154. Equal housing lender.
This is 92.5 Fox News.
All right, it's Daybreak, 92.5 Fox News, 239-479-5592. That is the talk and text line. Anytime you want to comment, you want to call. Hey, listen, being that it's Jake Day, it's Friday in honor of Jake. Listen, I'll talk about whatever you want. And that's fine. Streaming live on YouTube and Facebook, both at Drew Steele Radio. Steele has 3 E's, and we'd love for you to subscribe on YouTube or to like the Facebook page. That is cool. And we see a whole lot of folks that are watching from all across the globe. As a matter of fact, as I was talking to some of you on YouTube and Facebook, I see they're in places like Scotland and Dubai, and also in Essex and Alva. So all different exotic places across the globe. You just never know where people are going to be watching this morning. And we do appreciate it. All right. I do have to get into this because a lot of people asked about it. All right. So what about Joe Biden? What about his $14 quadrillion? I mean, why not? Why not make it $14 quadrillion? What's a billion, trillion, million, quadrillion? I mean, you don't even know. It's just you just print it up. It's fine. There's no fiscal responsibility involved. Isn't life grand? Until the bill's due. But the bill's never going to be due. We're gonna be fine. You know, many people say, look, you got to calm down, Drew. $1.9 trillion, almost $2 trillion in COVID stimulus. The president-elect Biden wants to move this forward. We'll play some of the audio. Don't you understand that we have such a resilient economy? We're fine. What we're going to end up doing is we're going to work our way out of it. We are going to be able to get to work, and we're going to work our way out of it, and we're going to be able to pay taxes and do all of these things and grow company. Wait a minute. It's a COVID relief. Right. COVID. That's not allowing us to go to work in places across the country. So let me get this straight. I'm just trying to find, and again, 239-479-5592. Maybe you want to comment on the YouTube or Facebook page, but I'm just trying to get all of this straight in my head. And I don't care who's doing it. I just want common sense to rule the day. Now, follow this logic. We're going to give you $1,400 per person. We're going to give you more money because there's people that have to make a choice between rent and food. You're going to hear some of the comments from the president-elect who wants to go big. You got to go big or go home, everybody. In order to make sure that people can continue to survive each and every day. And then once that money runs out, hey, listen, this is fantastic. This $1,400, I'm going to be able to pay my rent this month. And then next month comes up. And then the month after that comes up. And we still aren't fixing the fundamental issue, which is we need to get back to work. Businesses we're not going to be able to grow our way out of this. We're not going to be able to tax our way out of it. We're not going to be able to do any of these things that people are dreaming of unless we get back to work. And there are common sense things that we can do. All right. So what did he say? So here we go. We got about what's going on with the COVID relief plan and some of the things that have to happen. We got to do what?
We'll have to move heaven and earth to get more people vaccinated, to create more places for them to get vaccinated.
Oh, you mean like we're doing here in the state of Florida with the governor, who is now making sure we have vaccinations available in places like Publix, people that can go out there and can do that soon. As a matter of fact, there have been some locations here in Southwest Florida that the governor added on to, and he was even out just yesterday making mention of that, right? I think it was...
Well, we started with Publix. I guess about a week ago, or more than a week ago. We did a pilot with a number of counties in Central Florida. So we did 24 stores across 3 counties.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. It's a great plan. So in other words, Joe Biden there in that aspect of it is kind of sort of following the plan of Florida, which is been doing very well considering that other states are a disaster and they have almost an equal population. But somehow we've been managing. I mean, we can do better, but certainly doing better than most, right?
The vaccine rollout in the United States has been a dismal failure thus far. Tomorrow, I will lay out our vaccination plan to correct course and meet our goal of 100 million shots at the end of my first 100 days as president.
Yeah, the alliteration there is beautiful. It's 100,000, 100 million vaccines in 100 days. And you know how it's like 14 trillion, 18 trillion, 20 trillion, 20 quadrillion. You know, you make up these fun numbers and we'll see how it goes. Of course, it'll never be checked. We'll just run with it. All right.
We will finish the job of getting a total of $2,000 in cash relief to people who need it the most. The $600 already appropriated is simply not enough. You just have to choose between paying rent and putting food on the table.
Yeah, I just want to make mention that I am not making light of the fact that there are people who are desperately needing this help due to the policies of their government. There's no doubt about it that there are people that need it. I might even make the case that there are people that are getting the money that don't need it. You know, it'd be interesting to have an accounting of that. You'd think that there would be some kind of way to have accommodation, way to account for. It would be really cool if, I mean, I know this is crazy. This is nonsense. But it would be really cool if we could find out somehow, I don't know if there's some kind of database or something that we can go to, where we can find out the people that are working and the people that do not really need the money right now, they're okay, and the people that need it really bad right now. Oh, that's not fair. Oh, that's not fair. We're all Americans. We all pay taxes. We could talk to our elected officials about that. I mean, there are things that they can do to get us back to work. 239-479-5592. All right, so what do we have here? We got $2 trillion. It's exactly what Nancy Pelosi wanted. And she was going to wait for it, and she gets it. She gets it now. The $1,400 checks for most Americans, extension of the eviction and foreclosure moratorium till September, a national vaccination program. But there's more to it as well. There's some other things that are in there that are pretty interesting. You know, the focus being on the money that people need, and I am not taking away from the fact that there are individuals in this country that need it. I'm just saying that not everybody does, and it would be nice to distinguish because I'd really like to help those individuals and businesses that are... Do you realize 1 out of every 6 restaurants in this country are gone? Can I say that again? As of the latest accounting that I saw, it was just a month ago. 1 out of every 6 restaurants in this country no longer exist. That is horrific. Those are people's livelihoods. Those are jobs, the people that work in those restaurants, including the people that own the restaurants. So what else? I mean, is there a way to tweak this? There's student loan forgiveness in there, possibly. Well, no, there is not. Excuse me. In what we're hearing now and what the president-elect is talking about, is that the next thing on the table? Because we've got people that are going to need that kind of help, and so is that what we're going to hear? We're going to hear student loan forgiveness. Is it possible that in this somehow that there's going to be some kind of cash distribution or block grants to states? In other words, the things that Nancy Pelosi wanted was to bail out the blue states, and how Republicans had an issue with that And basically, they're just looking at the clock and going, all right, we'll just wait a couple days. We'll get it. And then there's this. Now, again, we are talking about a government that has made the conscious decision to shut down the economy. To shut down this economy because of a virus that we know very well now and who is affected and who isn't. Effective therapies and treatments right now, we know a lot more. And continue to do it. We have people that need the money, that need to put food on the table and need to pay their rent. And it would be great if we can identify those who are desperately in need and get them the help as soon as possible. And then those that are doing okay right now, that don't need it for the moment, maybe they don't. I know you hate to say it. You can't say that. 239-479-5592. You tell me. But then there's this. And again, Democrats are good at this. This is what they do so well. Got to have that money, right? You got to have $600 isn't enough. And granted, there's some truth to that. $2,000, good for now, but it runs out. Again, I made the case and I'll continue to make the case. You open up the economy. That's how you do this. You've got money that's going to have to go to states. You got people that with evictions. You've got unemployment money, the kind of money that you just have to have out there because of the situation. Of course, government causes the problem, and now government's coming in to fix the problem. Crazy. Then you have this little nugget.
It should be a national minimum wage of $15 an hour. No one working 40 hours a week should live below the poverty line. That's what it means. If you work for less than $15 an hour and work 40 hours a week, you're living in poverty.
Okay, so in all of this, he also wants to make mention of the fact that we have to have a $15 an hour minimum wage on a federal level. Is that going to be part of this as well? Is that part of this package, this poison pill that maybe people would say, no, I don't want to sign off on that. Can we take that part out? Because that part's going to have to be debated. No, that's not what happens with government. It's this omni crapola, throw everything in there and sneak stuff in there that we can't debate or talk about or have the discussion about. We're going to get it. And that kind of bothers me. Maybe it doesn't bother you. Rich is in Cape Coral, wanted to talk a little bit about this. Hey, good morning, Rich. How are you today? It's Friday. It's Jake Day. There's got to be a little nugget, a little piece, a little small little something that you can give me that you're feeling some joy today.
Well, not joy.
Okay.
Not joy. That's for
Sorry.
Sure. Christmas is over, and that was tough enough.
Yeah.
But the thing I wanted to mention was, and I think a lot of people are going to feel the same way, if they were Trump supporters. They're very depressed, of course, that he lost the election. But I think they're depressed with the Republican Party, with him getting virtually no support through his entire election. And now, of course, you saw certain Republicans vote for this impeachment because they're only looking out for their skin. But I'm leaving the Republican Party. They called me a couple of weeks ago looking for support about all this stuff to get Trump out of trouble. And when they're in a position to do something, they don't do anything. They don't do anything to support the president. When they were going around the Democrats and trying to impeach him the first time around, with Hillary's dossier, they had proof on all this stuff, and it never went anywhere. We never fight back against any of this stuff. There's all the TV shows that come out with this stuff and say stuff, and even with all the Republican judges, it doesn't matter. Washington is messed up. The last time I voted outside of a political party was when Ross Perot ran back in the 90s. And he made one statement back then, and it was true. He said that if you hear of this NAFTA deal go through, he said you're going to hear a giant whoosh in this country. And he said that's the sound of jobs leaving this country. He was right.
Yeah.
He was on the same thought train as President Trump.
Yeah, let me comment. Let me comment a little bit about what you're saying, Rich. Number one, I know that you are not alone in your emotions and your feelings right now, and your disgust and your concern about where we are going in this country and the lack of fight. And that when we finally get somebody who we feel ideologically speaking is ready to do just that, they don't necessarily have the whole party with them. And as a matter of fact, they've got people that would come up with all kinds of hoaxes to make sure that that individual would be damaged and possibly taken out of office. That's the first part. So I totally get the feeling. The second part is you make a great point with Ross Perot. Ross Perot, who many say was the original Trump, if you will, when you're talking about the outsider coming in and telling it like it is at the time, and that focus on the affairs of Washington and how broken it is and how the American people, it sparked something in the American people, the things that we didn't talk about really, and then ultimately what ends up happening? Ross Perot goes away politically, and it's right back to the same business. But the third part is this, and Rich, thanks for the call. I appreciate it so much in Cape Coral, 239-479-5592. We're getting ready to go to break, Jake, so just be ready for that. But before we do, it's this. We are really, 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 and I can't emphasize this enough, no matter where you're listening to me right now, you've got to focus on locally what is happening in your community. You've got to focus on the people that are surrounding you each and every day that are making the decisions. Yes, federally, there are decisions that are made that affect you, but certainly the ones that are made locally are even more important because they're direct responses to the things that are going on your street, in your neighborhood, in your city, in your town. And we've got to focus on individuals as opposed to party, and we need to know where you stand. That's why I am a conservative first. That's why I'm a believer in the Constitution and the rule of law first, before anything. And if we can focus on that, we can focus on that locally and even at the state level. Listen, they're in committee right now. We're going to have Tallahassee underway very shortly. We're going to start hearing all about how the next round of how the government here in the state is going to fix things. Or it's like you got to do something. It's like the federal government. Hey, we're there in Washington. We got to do something. No, you don't have to do anything. You take a couple of days off. Take a week off. Take a month off. Relax. Stay away from doing things because all you seem to do is fix the mistakes that you started with. We got to be focused on people and ideology of individuals, not only in a state, but at the local level as well. All right, it's Daybreak 92.5, Fox News, right all along. Traffic. Here's Sabrina Katz.
There was a crash at 41 in Pondella Road, but it just cleared not too long ago, so we're good to go if you are making that southbound commute out of North Fort Myers into downtown Fort Myers. Unfortunately, still dealing with fog on the highway as you're heading northbound towards Charlotte County, as well as fog in Immokalee. If you are in Naples, the slowdowns I'm seeing right now is on Immokalee Road if you're heading eastbound towards the interstate, as well as delays building on 951 heading south to the East Trail. Not a major backup, but you'll definitely have to tap on those brakes. If you are in Marco Island, traffic is starting to slow down on San Marco Road, making the westbound commute towards North Barfield. The Trip to the Minute traffic, I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority. Patchy fog for your Friday morning. High temperature of 73. Sunshine and clouds later. We do have a chance of spotty rain for this evening and overnight, thanks to a cold front setting up highs only in the 60s for the weekend. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, Weather Authority.
Fox News, making Southwest Florida great every day. 92.5 Fox News.
What's that switch in your kitchen do?
Nothing. Flick it on, off, nothing happens.
Weird.
Now, if it would turn on the overhead fan, that would be cool. Can't get that to work either.
Frustrating.
You know, this is what's wrong with humanity. We think we got it all figured out, but we don't even know what the switch is supposed to do.
Dave.
Think we can build a spaceship that takes us to Mars when we can't even get a switch to work?
Hey, Dave.
I swear, we're never gonna leave this solar system. We'll be stuck on this planet forever until we all go extinct.
Dave, what's the best case scenario?
Best case? Well, I make a call, someone comes and connects that switch to something, like maybe that overhead fan.
That's best?
Well, sure, but...
That's best. Best Home Services. They have 4 electricians and 4 trucks right now waiting for your call. They'd have that switch looked after in no time.
Well, I feel a bit silly now.
GetBest.com. When something goes wrong, we're waiting.
So maybe...
Maybe we can go to Mars.
This is 92.5 Fox News.
To boating and quality of life. This is Adam Botana from Baywater Exclusive Boat Club, and we talk water for an hour every weekend on Fox News Radio. We feature guests on water quality, water safety, and water fun, including great boating day trips and tips on fishing. Join us this Saturday at 7 a.m. for the Baywater Exclusive Boat Club Hour with Adam Botana on 92.5 Fox News.
In 2018, Florida voters approved a state constitutional amendment to restore convicted felons' right to vote once they complete their sentence. Now, that wording is important. The amendment allows felons to have their voting rights restored once they complete the sentence. Now, liberals immediately try to pull a fast one. They claim that even felons who had not satisfied the terms of their sentence were included in the new amendment. For example, if the felon had to pay fines or restitution to the victims as part of their sentence but didn't pay, liberals argued that that didn't matter. Why? Because it's racist to demand criminals pay fines or restitution. It keeps felons from voting because they are poor. So the Florida state legislature went to work. They passed a law clearly stating felons had to complete their sentence in full, including paying fines and restitution as required before their voting privileges would be restored. The liberals sued them, and last Thursday they lost. The Supreme Court ruled that Florida can compel felons to finish their sentence in full before voting privileges are restored. And the liberals are outraged as usual. They were counting on the criminal vote to put them over the top in the November elections. Felons are one of the Democrats' most important voting blocs. Hillary desperately needed them. The criminals know it, and now they're frozen out, at least in Florida. Good riddance. For many Americans, their top New Year's resolution is to save more money. One way to accomplish that, switch your cell phone service to Pure Talk. When you and your family make the switch from AT&T, Verizon, or T-Mobile to Pure Talk, you could save more than $800 a year, and you don't have to sacrifice coverage in making the move. Pure Talk is on the same network as one of those big carriers at just half the cost. Get unlimited talk, text, and 6 gigs of data for just $30 a month. And if you go over on data usage, they do not charge you for it. Grab your mobile phone, dial pound 250 and say Pure Talk. When you do, you'll save 50% off your first month. Again, dial pound 250 and say the keyword Pure Talk. Pure Talk is simply smarter wireless, and you'll have the option to receive a one-time auto-dialed text from Pure Talk.
Hey, it's Jake DeMolino here from Daybreak to talk about AMCO of Bonita Springs. Everyone's been affected by the pandemic, and I was definitely no exception. But here's the thing. I had an issue, a well-known issue. Kevin and Todd came to the rescue, effectively giving me my life back. They put their expertise to work on my transmission. That was completely shot. His master mechanic told me that it was probably the worst transmission he's seen in his 30 years of working. And let me tell you, he knocked it out of the park. He helped me, and I'm sure he can help you as well. AMCO of Bonita Springs has been trusted in Southwest Florida since 2008. They've been through pandemics, recessions, you name it. They're located right off of Burnwood Drive in Bonita, an independent, conservative AMCO dealer whose award-winning customer service speaks for itself. They work on all makes and models, and they don't just do transmissions. They can do oil changes, normal maintenance, tires, you name it. For those of you out there with classic cars, there's no one I could trust more than Kevin and Todd with something I know you cherish and is so near and dear to you. So give Kevin and Todd a call at AMCO of Bonita Springs. 239-992-2626. 239-992-2626. A big thank you from Jake the Millennial for AMCO Bonita Springs.
92.5 WFSX Estero. It's 7 o'clock on Southwest Florida's news and talk station, 92.5 Fox News.
This update is presented by Lee Auto Group. Find your perfect vehicle at lee-cars.com.
Wink News traffic.
There was a crash at 41 in Pondella Road, but just cleared not too long ago, so we're good to go if you are making that southbound commute out of North Fort Myers into downtown Fort Myers. Unfortunately, still dealing with fog on the highway as you're heading northbound towards Charlotte County, as well as fog in Immokalee. If you are in Naples, the slowdowns I'm seeing right now is on Immokalee Road if you're heading eastbound towards the interstate, as well as delays building on 951 heading south to the East Trail. Not a major backup, but you'll definitely have to tap on those brakes. If you are in Marco Island, traffic is starting to slow down on San Marco Road, making the westbound commute towards North Barfield. The Trip to the Minute traffic, I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority. Hey, we'll start with some patchy fog. Eventually that will improve after 9 a.m. with sunshine and clouds mixing in for this afternoon. But heads up, for this evening and overnight, we are going to have a chance of rain with spotty showers along the cold front. That's why the temperatures take a tumble into the weekend. Pretty chilly. Highs only in the 60s for your breezy Saturday and all the way towards Sunday. Sunday morning, we wake up to upper 40s, only in the mid-60s for highs, but then gradually a warming trend as we go throughout next week and even flirting with 80 by next Thursday and Friday. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, Weather Authority.
Drew Steele in the morning and Trey Radel in the afternoon. 2 doses of what cures liberalism. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Hi, I'm Kyle Lee with Lee Auto Group. We sell more low-mileage cars and trucks than anyone in Southwest Florida because we have more. Over 300 vehicles in stock with locations in Fort Myers and Tampa. See for yourself at lee-cars.com.
Lee Auto Group is looking for quality pre-owned vehicles. Let them make your buying or selling experience easy and safe. Contact Lee Auto Group at 239-288-7374 or visit lee-cars.com.
Don't forget the dash. I was in foot pain for 20 years, trying to give it relief, buying all these different insoles. Drugstore insoles, custom insoles. I spent thousands of dollars. I bought all these products, and not a single one worked. I really, truly needed to have relief in my feet. And the Good Feet arch supports were what gave me the relief I needed.
For over 20 years, we've been helping people like Teresa actually live the life they love without their feet getting in the way.
They wanted to make sure that I got something that my feet felt good in, not somebody else's feet. I love the fact that I can wear these arch supports in all my shoes. I have boots, I have cowboy boots, I have running shoes, I have walking shoes, I have flat shoes, I have heels. It makes me so happy. If you ask my husband, he will crack up because there is no store I would rather go in than a shoe store. I'm Teresa, and that's my Good Feet story.
See what we can do for you with a free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
Call 552-FEET or visit us in Naples or our newest store in Fort Myers.
Keeping your home and business cool is a struggle, but now you can be the insider on how it all works and how to keep it running when the heat is on. Join Matt and Justin from Island Air right here on Saturday morning at 5 a.m. for the Island Air Hour, providing quick and effective solutions for commercial and residential air conditioning and heating systems. If you have a question about your system, you can call us right now at 239-747-1550, and we'll be glad to help. Serving Southwest Florida since 1972.
Hi, I'm David Honeymeyer, COO of Seminole Gaming. At Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino, our Safe and Sound program was developed with data and facts from local, national, and global authorities and industry councils. Safe and Sound means stringent sanitary protocols, plus our clean team in their bright yellow shirts. You'll see them cleaning and sanitizing common areas and high-touch surfaces. We remain committed and dedicated, the safe bet to keep you safe and sound. We're ready when you are for some good, clean fun.
If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
New Year's resolutions. We all make them. We all break them. That's why your small business needs more than resolutions. It needs solutions. And you can get them with Comcast Business. Whether you want to work more efficiently with fast, reliable internet and advanced Wi-Fi, make your business safer with powerful cybersecurity solutions, or stay productive with 24/7 support. We've got the solutions you need for your business to get there. So make this year's resolution better solutions. Bounce forward with Comcast Business.
Help your business bounce forward with an amazing offer from Comcast Business to kick off 2021. Get started with a powerful and reliable internet and voice solution from Comcast Business for $35 each a month for 24 months for 2 years when you buy both. Call 1-800-501-6000 or go to ComcastBusiness.com today to find out more. Offer ends 2/7/21. Restrictions apply. Limited to new Comcast Business 35 megabits per second internet and one voice mobility customers. Early termination fee applies. Enrollment in EcoBill and autopay required.
From the Fox News Podcasts Network. Download and listen to Tyrus and Tim.
Ladies, this is why you must not laugh at men's jokes.
Yes,
And try and make them think if you're as a way of flirting, because then they will run around thinking they're funny.
Yep.
Like Cam is not funny at all. And I told him that. He's like, oh, other girls laugh at my jokes. I'm like, that's because they were trying to sleep with you.
Subscribe and listen now by going to foxnewspodcasts.com. Did you hear the news? Now you can. With instant updates from Fox News for Amazon Alexa. Breaking stories and top headlines. Daily coronavirus developments. The economy, and so much more. Brought to you by Fox News, America's #1 cable news network. Plus, setup couldn't be easier because everything's ready to go in the app. Just say,
Alexa, play news from Fox.
In Fox News.
it's the latest when you need it. On demand from Fox News and Amazon Alexa.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steve.
Hey, good morning, Southwest Florida. Glad you're here. 239-479-5592 is the talk and text line. We stream live each and every day on YouTube and Facebook for the time being at Drew Steele Radio, Steele with 3 E's. You can subscribe to the YouTube channel. You can like the Facebook page, and we appreciate it. And I appreciate everybody watching all across the globe as we've been communicating off air and on the YouTube and Facebook sites with people from, oh goodness, from England, from Scotland, from Dubai, from California, from all different places. And we do appreciate you all joining us there and watching the program. So there's a lot to get to this morning, including the latest on the $248 quadrillion that the government is going to continue to give to the American people, while their policies are the ones that keep us from going out and working and getting back to work. And some of the successes we've seen in the state of Florida that will not translate to others. Oh, wait a minute. Are they starting to recognize what we've done here in the state? Are there some changes that are happening right now in places like Chicago and places like New York, even Chicago? Mayor Lori Lightfoot wants to reopen restaurants and bars as quickly as possible to reduce the risk of underground parties. But wait a minute. She wants to open everything up as quick as possible. Hey, look at my watch. I'm not suggesting that it's coincidental. Don't get me wrong. Look, it would be really horrible. This would really be a bad thing to do. It would be really bad to assume that on January 14th, Newsweek puts out an article that says COVID lockdowns have no clear benefit versus other voluntary measures and international study finds. And then compare that also with Andrew Cuomo, who on the 11th of this month said we simply cannot stay closed until the vaccine hits critical mass. The cost is too high. We'll have nothing left to open. We've got to reopen the economy, but we must do it smartly and safely. And then as of yesterday, Mayor Lori Lightfoot saying that Chicago restaurants and bars need to be reopened as quickly as possible. Now, the cynic would say, wow, what a coincidence. We're looking at almost just a couple of days, hours, if you will, from the beginning of President-elect Biden's term. And isn't it convenient how all of these things are starting to converge just about this moment in time, almost as if it's kind of... Well, I'm not going to put that out. That would be irresponsible of me to even suggest that. And so I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to tell you what everybody is saying. And you're smart. I'll let you be the judge, because it would be completely irresponsible to suggest something like, well, you fill in the blank. I'm not even going to go there. We'll get to those stories coming up. Also, we'll get to one of the biggest stories of the day that we will focus on coming up this morning in a little more detail as the president declassifies a trove of FBI memos exposing Christopher Steele's motivations and the ties to an impeachment witness. And the takeaways from all of this are very, very clear. It's clear that the motivation was Steele went to the media and leaked it. This information should show and will show that it was leaked to the media because of the Hillary Clinton email scandal and to kind of tamp that down. He violated his confidential human source agreement with the FBI and leaked information from his dossier to the news media in the final weeks of the election because he wanted to counteract new revelations in the Hillary Clinton email scandal that were hurting her election efforts. We're going to find out if that's true, everybody, as we start to read through this trove of documents. Of course, it'll be after the election, and it would have been nice to have this out before, but we can't really argue that point at the moment. But safe to say, we'll get to it. Now, there are actions that are being taken by Twitter Jack and others to stop you here in Southwest Florida, to stop you here in the state, to stop any of you that are watching right now on YouTube or Facebook from being able to globally, wherever you sit, to be able to put out your thoughts, your beliefs, in this country, your First Amendment right, your speech, the censorship on display by Twitter Jack and others that we've come to know. There's some news on Twitter Jack, and apparently Project Veritas once again has another expose and audio recorded of Twitter Jack explaining that this is just the beginning. The taking down of Trump off the platform is just the beginning, that they're going to have to do more. Many of you may be saying, as the kids like to say, duh. But we'll get to that. But again, if you take a step back and put the censorship aside, that there is also the responsibility of the media to decide what they are going to put out there as far as the information that we know, the information that is fact, and the information that they have in their hands, and whether or not they're doing something to the effect of their own quote unquote, I put this in air quotes, censorship, by deciding what it is that the media, whether it's local, state, or national, what they're going to focus on, as opposed to what is the whole complexity of the argument. Like if we're talking about, for example, what happened at the Capitol. When you have media outlets who want you to know that they don't give about what you think, that they are right and you are wrong, and that 74 million Americans are members of the Klan, they're white supremacists, and they support Nazis, and that's what Don Lemon said on Fredo Cuomo's show yesterday on CNN. He brought that up. I played the audio. Last night, he doubled down on the smear of the voters. He doubled down on this idea and pushing this narrative, and I'm not kidding. Listen to what he said last night.
There are a lot of people who voted for Trump who don't agree with you.
That's fine. They are allowed to their own opinion. It doesn't mean that they're right, but they're allowed to their own opinion, and I believe what I said last night.
Oh, absolutely you do. But I'm saying they look at this mob, they say, that's not me. I'm nothing like those people. I would never have done that. They're all wrong.
Those people voted the way you voted and for who you voted for. I'm just saying.
Right, but just because you vote for the same people doesn't mean that you believe the same things.
Puts you in the same crowd. Yes, it does.
It puts you in the same group of people who voted for him, but you may not have the same reasons, you may not have the same understanding.
You vote for people who have common interests. If someone has a common interest, people who vote like you have a common interest as you. That's just how it is. All
right, let me just stop there. So Don Lemon is suggesting that what happened at the Capitol, Trump supporters breaking into the Capitol building, and the people that died and everything that happened there, the horrific actions of some at that moment, is a paint broad brush. 74 million voters are white supremacists, Nazis, part of the Klan. He said that yesterday. He's doubled down on it. Now, This is what I'm trying to get at. Do we and are we allowed to bring up other things that are happening in this investigation of what happened at the Capitol as more news comes out? Or has the decision been made that, according to the 874 million people that voted for Joe Biden this election and everybody else involved, that you, as a Trump supporter and the 74 million who voted for him, are this way, and that every single person that was there inside the Capitol was a Trump supporter, and you are violent radicals. That's who you are. As a matter of fact, you're domestic terrorists by some people's language, and it meant that the president of the United States had to be impeached because of it. No investigation, no due process. Now, why am I saying this? Because if you're a local, state, or national news media, you have an opportunity to report on everything that's going on. And maybe some people have a question about the people that were in that Capitol building and their intent. And I want to know all of it. All right, spit it out, Drew. What are you getting at? Well, many of you knew this days ago. You were following this story, and now it has come to fruition that there is a crescendo here. The FBI has arrested a Black Lives Matter self-described anti-fascist John Sullivan for leading the charge during the insurrection at the Capitol. He was there and goaded the first casualty of the event, the woman who got shot at the window, to climb through the window just before she was killed. This is the Justice Department. This is not speculation. This is now the charge that the FBI has made, the arrest of this individual. I've been looking at this individual, and I knew about this individual because this person's from Utah, Tooele County. He was arrested in a county in Utah, and I've been in contact with people in Utah. They knew about this guy. He was at the Utah Capitol a couple of times during the Black Lives Matter protests and riots over the summer. He was an instigator then in that location. As a matter of fact, this is the same person who was on CNN's Anderson Cooper 360 following the breach, claiming he witnessed the shooting there. But nobody ever bothered to ask or find out or look at some video and investigate before the impeachment of the president as to who this individual was and what he was doing. Well, now we know what he was doing there and some of what is in this FBI report. The FBI alleged that moments before breaching the Capitol security, John Sullivan told a crowd of disguised counter-protesters, quote, "We're about to burn this," and I can't use that language down. "We got to rip Trump out of office." The F word, pulling him out of that S word. We ain't waiting until the next election. And there's more. Shortly afterwards, Sullivan could be heard goading Ashley Babbitt to jump through a window as he filmed her being shot and killed by law enforcement. And according to the FBI, Sullivan was charged with rioting and criminal mischief during a BLM riot in July in which another civilian was shot and injured. And that case is still pending. Despite Sullivan's claims to the contrary, the video footage he provided to the FBI showed that he was clearly inciting the protesters, exclaiming all kinds of things about going and doing and okay. And there's, according to the FBI, there's video showing Sullivan helping protesters climb the wall. Now, I wonder what kind of protesters they would be. Would they be one side or the other side? No, now here's the thing, everybody. This is what's so important. Broad brush, one stroke, everybody gets painted in the same light. You, as a Trump supporter, are a Ku Klux Klan-loving, Nazi-loving, white supremacist, according to Don the Lemon and others on the left. And that's just the way it is. And that's how even some Democrats and leftists have painted you and talked about you as domestic terrorists. Every single one of you, that is it, end all, be all. Do we get to hear about this guy at all and why he was there? Every single one of them was a Trump supporter. Well, no, not every single one of them was a Trump supporter. And as a matter of fact, it appears as if one of the most vocal was not. Can we talk about that, or is that all off limits? And again, like I brought up at the beginning of the hour, it's this. We have to be able to hear all of the facts. We need to know all about it. That's why people were upset about this impeachment that took place yesterday, the impeachment of the president once again, the second time, because there was no due process. There was no investigation. There was nothing that was going on. It was all one big broad brush. It was you. It's just the way it was. And now we come to find out after the fact that we have this information and we see this. Oh, it's just one person. That is just one single person. You can't do this. You can't dismiss what happened I'm not dismissing what happened at the Capitol. Again, if you're listening to this show and you're somebody who thinks that violence is the answer, you can go away right now. I am not that guy. This isn't that show. I've never been that person. If somehow you think the end of this needs to be that we would be like the left radicals in this country, like it's going to come to go away. Just go away, because that's not me. But I'm telling you that we need journalists. Sorry, I can't even say it with a straight face because it doesn't exist. We need people in the news media to talk about that as well, and to not paint. Now, how much will we hear about this person and their involvement and what the FBI says about them? Because there are social media sites that are ready to shut you down for even talking about it. Streams on different platforms that you're not allowed to see because how dare you even bring this up? You're questioning the FBI and their arrest, and this individual, there's plenty of audio out there, there's plenty of video to show who he is and to prove who he is, and they know it. So I'm just asking. Because when we come back, we're going to talk a little bit more about the suppression and the censorship of your voice, even here in town. I mean, this is something that, this is a global issue, everybody. Because you think it ends with the president? And also, the latest on COVID, like I mentioned, have teachers' unions failed science? When it comes to COVID, it almost appears that's the case. Oh, that sounds inflammatory. No, it's something John Stossel had in town hall, and I want to talk about coming up as well, because it does affect you and your kids. And here in Southwest Florida and across the country. All right, it's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. Right all along with traffic. Here's Sabrina Katz.
There's a crash at Southeast 24th and St. Clair in Cape Coral that is slowing traffic northbound on Southeast 24th to Hancock Bridge Parkway. You can hop on Orange Grove Boulevard if you want the crash-free commute. It's also a little faster. Also, there's slowdowns as well in North Fort Myers on Diplomat heading east towards US 41. And if you are in Fort Myers, the delay is on Colonial Boulevard heading westbound to the interstate from Treeline. We are packed. Also delays, of course, on that Daniels extension. No surprise here in your Friday morning commute. If you're heading out of Lehigh, plan ahead. Give yourself lots of extra time heading towards Gateway Boulevard. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Patchy fog for your Friday morning. High temperature of 73. Sunshine and clouds later. We do have a chance of spotty rain for this evening and overnight, thanks to a cold front setting up highs only in the 60s for the weekend. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, Weather Authority.
There's the left way, and then there's the right way. 92.5 Fox News.
Hey Florida, this is Representative Bob Rommel. Next Wednesday is Inauguration Day, and for the last 20 years, Florida has been crucial to winning the White House. Not so this year, and we know why. But not even liberal organizations in Pennsylvania can take away Florida's presidential importance. Many Floridians have been presidential candidates. Democrat George Smathers in 1960 and 1968, Reuben Askew in 1984, and Bob Graham in 2004. In 2016, Florida had many Republicans running for president: Jeb Bush, Marco Rubio, Ben Carson, and Mike Huckabee. And recently, President Donald Trump officially made Palm Beach his home. But Florida's only political leader to serve as president was Andrew Jackson back in 1828. Yes, though he claimed Tennessee as his home, he was Florida's first territorial governor. That's our interesting fact this week. Another interesting fact is Florida has no income tax and a balanced budget. Let's keep it that way. Paid for by Bob Rommel, State Representative.
Chevy showroom. This is Marty.
You know what's outside at Victory Lane Chevy, Marty?
Yeah, what's outside?
Tons of new Chevys. They're dropping them off now as we speak. Oh, they're so beautiful.
Ask him when he's dropping off at my dealership, okay? Could you?
Oh, what'd you do, Marty? Stiff a bunch of your customers over the holidays?
No.
Your lot's empty over there?
You're nuts.
Well, I may be nuts, but you know what, Marty? I got all the Chevys to sell.
You got?
And you got jack zippity squat.
No, I don't.
Bye-bye, Marty. During the perfect timing event at Victory Lane Chevrolet, get top dollar for trades. Plus, take an extra $9,000 off new 2021 Silverados or $6,000 off new Chevy Equinox. Look, if you didn't get something shiny with big wheels during the holidays, get thousands off MSRP right now at Victory Lane Chevrolet on the corner of Fowler and Winkler. Online, victorylanechevrolet.com. Find new roads.
Taxes and fees extra. All rebates to dealer. Offers with approved credit and do not combine. Expires 1/31/2021.
You know what you want to do in retirement, but do you know how to get there? Tune in to Retire with TriFound with the TriFound Financial Team. Saturday mornings at 8 and Sundays at noon to get answers to your retirement planning questions. Plan today so you can do the things you've always dreamt about doing in retirement. Don't miss Retire with TriFound, Saturday mornings at 8 and Sundays at noon. Insurance products offered through TriFound Financial, LLC.
Hi, this is Earl Ron, president of New South Window. At New South, we are determined to build the best Florida window. Energy-efficient windows that stand up to heat and hurricanes. We call it the ultimate Florida window. Factory direct and guaranteed for life. New South has installed tens of thousands of windows across the state and has been named one of the fastest growing window companies in the nation. And that is why we're New South proud.
Going on now. Save 35% off factory direct windows and doors. Visit newsouthwindow.com.
This is State Representative Spencer Roach. Did you know that you can understand the entire plan of the Constitution by reading just one sentence, the 10th Amendment, which Thomas Jefferson called the foundation of the U.S. Constitution? The 10th Amendment, in that one sentence, perfectly encapsulates the idea of a government of limited powers and states' rights. It says that all powers not delegated to the federal government are reserved to the states. There are two words that appear 5 times in the first 10 amendments, which we know today as the Bill of Rights. Those two words are the people. But it's the closing line of that last sentence of the last amendment, the 10th, that affirms that the ultimate authority in this country rests with we the people. And the best way to push back against federal overreach is with a strong state legislature. As Washington continues to fail us, we need to look back to our founding principles of strong governments from strong state legislatures. This is Spencer Roach, 10th Amendment Conservative. Thanks for listening. Stay tuned. Stay engaged. Sponsored by Friends of Spencer Roach. P.O. Box 3179, North Fort Myers, Florida, 33918.
Thinking about life insurance? What if you could make one free phone call and learn your best price from nearly a dozen highly rated, price-competitive companies? Well, that's exactly what happens when you call SelectQuote Life. For example, George is 40. He was getting sky-high quotes from other companies because he takes meds to control his blood pressure. But when I shopped around, I found him a 10-year, $500,000 policy for under $25 a month. I'm SelectQuote agent Dan Savino. And believe me, if SelectQuote isn't shopping for your life insurance, you're probably paying too much.
For your free quote, call 800-573-9552. That's 800-573-9552. 800-573-9552. Or go to SelectQuote.com. Since 1985, we shop, you save.
Get full details on the example policy at SelectQuote.com/commercials. Or price could vary depending on your health, issuing company, and other factors. Not available in all states.
I trust Rock Solid.
I trust Rock Solid.
I trust Rock Solid.
I'm an interior designer and I trust Rock Solid.
If you're looking for just the right countertops for your home, the choice is simple. Rock Solid.
I'm a contractor and I trust Rock Solid.
I trust Rock Solid.
I trust Rock Solid.
Whether you're a homeowner or a contractor who wants the finest countertops, choose Rock Solid, a company you can trust.
Rock Solid in the Pink Building, 2240 JNC Boulevard, Naples. Rock Solid. We don't stop at just countertops.
Tune in on Sunday mornings, Fox News 92.5, Dr. Amy Robbins and Maximize Living Radio. I'm going to be going over topics like leaky gut, weight loss resistance, how to fix your chronic aches and pains, how to deal with all of those things in a natural way, how to sleep better. So there's a different topic every single week that we're going to be covering. Tune in and get the help that you need.
Not 10, not 5, or even 2
0.9%. Southwest Florida. In 2021, Sutherland is doing something never done before. 0% APR financing on used cars. During the exclusive 0% event at Sutherland Nissan Fort Myers and Sutherland Nissan Cape Coral. Get unprecedented 0% APR financing on used cars. Save thousands in finance charges and pay the bank no interest for your car. Shop Southwest Florida's largest used car dealer with the biggest selection of certified pre-owned Nissans, Hondas, Toyotas, and Fords. Now, get 0% APR financing. Even get 0% APR financing for up to 84 months on new Nissans, like the Titan truck. Yes, 0% on new, too. Don't miss the 0% event with never offered 0% APR financing at your used car megastore. Sutherland Nissan Fort Myers and the all-new Sutherland Nissan Cape Coral right now. Shop online at nissansales.com or capecoralnissan.com. If it doesn't say Sutherland, you paid too much.
With approved credit, see dealer for details.
2020 finally ended, but will 2021 be any better? This is Greg, owner of Tropical Generator. Power outages are a fact of life in Southwest Florida, and you have to be prepared. That's why you need to call Tropical Generator. We live in uncertain times, and having an emergency generator might make the difference between staying at home or being forced into a public shelter. Don't take the risk of being forced into a public shelter in these uncertain times. At Tropical Generator, we're big enough to help and small enough to care about each individual we serve. This year, it's even more important to give us a call right away. Winter is always the best season to install a generator, but this year we've seen some pretty serious generator shortages. If you wait until spring to order, we may not receive the generator in time for this year's hurricane threats. Please visit tropicalgenerator.com. Call us today, 239-206-4509 or tropicalgenerator.com. Call us today. That's 239-206-4509 or tropicalgenerator.com. License EC 13007873.
This break is sponsored by Cornerstone Builders. Give us the opportunity to wow you.
Wink News traffic.
There's a crash at Southeast 24th and St. Clair in Cape Coral that is slowing traffic northbound on Southeast 24th to Hancock Bridge Parkway. You can hop on Orange Grove Boulevard if you want the crash-free commute. It's also a little faster. Also, there's slowdowns as well in North Fort Myers on Diplomat heading east towards US 41. And if you are in Fort Myers, the delay is on Colonial Boulevard heading westbound to the interstate from Treeline. We are packed. Also delays, of course, on that Daniels extension. No surprise here in your Friday morning commute. If you're heading out of Lehigh, plan ahead. Give yourself lots of extra time heading towards Gateway Boulevard. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Hey, we'll start with some patchy fog. Eventually that will improve after 9 a.m. with sunshine and clouds mixing in for this afternoon. But heads up for this evening and overnight, we are going to have a chance of rain with spotty showers along the cold front. That's why the temperatures take a tumble into the weekend. Pretty chilly. Highs only in the 60s for your breezy Saturday and all the way towards Sunday. Sunday morning, we wake up to upper 40s, only in the mid-60s for highs, but then gradually a warming trend as we go throughout next week and even flirting with 80 by next Thursday and Friday. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, Weather Authority.
You don't have to feel distant. Come join the conversation.
I am mad at everything going on.
This is 92.5 Fox News. Right. All along.
You want a new look for your kitchen, but you really dread the thought of subjecting your home and family to the mess and fuss created by weeks of remodeling? Cornerstone Builders has the solution. They can give your kitchen an entirely new look in a matter of days, not weeks. Stand by for the phone number to schedule your free in-home consultation. Cornerstone will save you a lot of time and thousands of dollars with a custom kitchen reface. This 4-step process includes 15 cabinet doors, 5 drawer fronts, and includes relaminating your cabinet exteriors, plus new hinges and new knobs or handles. Best part, the price. Just $38.20 for a beautiful thermofoil reface or $78.20 for maple wood reface. Call today to schedule your free in-home consultation. 239-332-3020. That's 332-3020. 239-332-3020. Cornerstone Builders in Fort Myers, Naples, and Marco Island. With 30 years and 22,000 satisfied customers. You know they're gonna wow you.
True relief for back and neck pain.
Here at Johnson Spinal Care 596 Back, we focus on back and neck related conditions like stenosis, sciatica, neuropathy, and bulging discs that can cause weakness, numbness, or pain. Being an innovator in non-surgical techniques, I have developed unique and extremely effective spinal decompression protocols for overcoming these chronic and debilitating conditions that don't involve any medications or surgery. This three-step VAX-D spinal decompression approach uses a patented computerized table that decompresses the spine to gently remove pressure off pinched nerves and increase blood circulation to the area. For young or old, and so comfortable that most patients almost fall asleep while on the table. No hanging upside down. With this award-winning technology, back and neck pain can be a thing of the past. We always offer a no-obligation consultation and free x-rays to see if you're a candidate. Johnston Spinal Care. We're here for you. Call 596-BACK, 596-BACK. That's 596-2225.
Hi, Michael Crothers, owner of Pure Air Conditioning. Now that our economy has reopened, and to help the community, we've decided to offer a safe $29 AC maintenance. All Pure Air employees are supplied with gloves, foot coverings, and KN95 masks for your and their protection. Find us online at getpureair.com to schedule your safe $29 AC maintenance. Join me every Saturday at 11:30 a.m. for the Get Pure Air radio show. I'll be talking about everything from air conditioning maintenance to troubleshooting tips.
This is 92.5 Fox News. Daybreak with Drew Steele.
Peppers give a dog voice that human can understand. With this device, we humans can understand and communicate better, more accurately, more effectively. When dog barks, dog's barking sound will be collected through this device. Our Pepper's unique voice recognition system and algorithm will analyze dog's voice, and then in real time, it was sent back to our application with a different emotional status.
Okay, did you catch that? Yeah, so there's a company in South Korea that has a new dog collar that can translate barks into 5 different emotions and words. Happy, relaxed, anxious, angry, or sad. Wasn't there a movie? There was a movie about that, right? Wasn't there? Jake or anybody? 239-479-5592. Wasn't there a movie that had a dog collar that when the dog would bark, it would translate into like words or something like that? Gosh, what was that movie? Somebody knows. Somebody will text. 239. What was it?
Is that really a movie?
Yeah, there was a movie once that had a dog in the movie, and then it had a collar, and every time the dog would bark, it would actually tell you what the dog was saying. Oh, come on. What was the movie? I'm looking on YouTube and Facebook as well. Streaming live on YouTube and Facebook at Drew Steele Radio, Steele with 3 E's. Somebody knows. Come on. Hold on. What was it?
It's Doug.
Doug from Up. That's it. Right, the movie Up. And Doug would talk. So there you go. So now we have a company in South Korea has got a dog collar that can translate barks and translates the words and emotions. How about that? Wait, all right. So hold on. Here's an example of what that is. This all right? Here you go. All right, an example of how when the dog barks, it translates into what the dog is trying to say. Let's listen.
If you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, then you ain't black.
239-479-5592 is the talking text line. But your cat collar doesn't do that. See, I did that for you, Jake. I know you're a big cat guy. All right, moving on. There's a lot to get to this morning. All right, so a couple of things I wanted to make mention of. By the way, I'm going to get to your calls, 239-479-5592, and I know that a lot of you are holding and want to talk about maybe it's the fact that hopefully today, sooner rather than later, we'll see these declassified and authorized releases of the foot-high stack of documents related to the Obama administration surveillance and espionage committed against the 2016 Trump campaign. Some would say better late than never. And, well, you know, is it? Because half the country is going to say, oh, well, yeah, it's declassified and it's coming from the president. So, yeah, sorry, no. Well, I'll tell you what's in it so you can be like, yeah. And we'll get to that. Look, there's something to be said about what here in Southwest Florida, many of you that are listening, especially on the left, who think that it's such a cool thing that Twitter Jack would take down the president's, Twitter account and the POTUS account until he's gone, and then magically it'll come back. And other places, Snapchat now on board with not allowing the president to communicate. The censorship that's taking place. How there are stories that are out there that there are many people talking about with regards to individuals who, once they were discovered to possibly be Trump supporters, that they would lose their job. Just an individual that the American Thinker was talking about, Dawson Buchanan, a Trump supporter, had a Twitter thread talking about how he was going to work for a private jet service. He was ready to go to training, and this private jet service that is contracted with the National Hockey League. And when the Hockey League learned that supposedly they were going to hire somebody that formerly worked for the Trump company, which he did, they come to find out he worked for the president in campaigns, and they said, listen, either this guy goes or we're going to cancel the contract. And ultimately, his claim is that it wasn't going to work. And he's out of a job because of that. Kurt Schilling said that his insurance company canceled him because of his support for the president. I mean, are these things really happening or not? And is the news interested in reporting this and saying that this is not something that is acceptable? We come to find out that Macaulay Culkin and others, they want to take the Trump cameo out of Home Alone 2. Did you know that there was a Trump cameo in there? Well, there's going to be a whole new generation of individuals that will not know that it was there because, you got to erase history. That's the best way to fix it. The best way to fix history is to erase it. Make believe like it never happened. So that's something that's out there. You okay with that? Because all of you lefties who think that this is a cool idea, you realize that you're next. Here's a little bit of a Twitter Jack who, thanks to Project Veritas, another undercover by Project Veritas, somebody sent them a conversation that Twitter Jack was having with members of the organization about what's coming next. And I wonder what you think about this when you hear Twitter Jack saying to the employees of Twitter,
I do intend to do a full retro, as I said in my note. It is going to take some time. And then the other thing, just to close out a little bit, we are focused on one account right now, but this is going to be much bigger than just one account, and it's going to go on for much longer than just this day, this week, the next few weeks. It's going to go on beyond the inauguration. We have to expect that. We have to be ready for that. So the focus is certainly on this account and how it ties to real-world violence, but also we need to think much longer term around how these dynamics play out.
Okay. We have to expect that we have to be ready to, this account. Yeah, this is much bigger than just this one account, meaning the president's account. And it's going to go on for much longer than just this day and this week and the next few weeks and go beyond the inauguration. We have to expect that we have to be ready for that. So the focus is certainly on this account, meaning the real Donald Trump account, and how it ties to real world violence. But also we need to think much longer term about how these dynamics play out over time. What dynamics play out over time? That Twitter is going to start to look and see what they deem to be hate speech or violent speech in their eyes, what that looks like, and what and who will be next. Well, don't you understand? What's the big deal? It's Twitter Jack admitting that. Listen, we've got to make sure that they don't violate our policy. It's our First Amendment right. We're allowed to do that. I mean, they're a private company. They can do all that they want when it comes to that. Not really. Because sooner or later, there's going to come a moment in time where they're going to have to explain why certain accounts were taken down. And there are even some on the left that are concerned about that. And I give you a couple of quick examples. Left-wing Mexican President Andres Manuel Lopez Obrador reportedly vowed to take on tech companies on Thursday in response to the bans that President Trump has faced on social media. I can tell you that, this is his quote, "At the first G20 meeting we have, I'm going to make a proposal on the issue. Social media should not be used to incite violence and all that, but this cannot be used as a pretext to suspend freedom of expression." Whoa. Why would a left-wing Mexican president say that he is going to take on the tech companies? Is it because possibly he sees what a lot of other lefties are seeing around the globe and a lot of other leaders around the globe, which is, if you think Donald Trump is the last one, think again. You're next, and they know it. It's a great piece in a website called The Information, Sam Lesson, how blocking Trump puts the future of the internet at risk. The future of the internet at risk. And he goes on to talk about how the story in the media right now is about how extremist groups are looking for alternative social networks. That endeavor is unlikely to be successful, both because it is harder to build social networks than it might seem, and because internet service platforms like AWS, that being Amazon Web Services, and Stripe are blocking access. What's likely to work in the short term is email. Deplatform people and organizations are very likely to double down on their mailing lists and concentrate on connecting directly to their constituents, talking about, well, maybe email, we just have to go back to that. And the president has an enormous and engaged mailing list in which he will undoubtedly invest. By the way, this is a left-leaning person and website talking about this. In short term, it's going to create a problem for large tech companies that have over-centralized email. Listen to this. This is where it starts to get into a creepy Landville place. Despite the fact that email is in theory a distributed protocol, in practice, several large companies like Google, via Gmail, have huge control over which emails get delivered and which are suppressed. It's a huge liability because it means that through internal employee pressure or external political pressure, Google may be forced to step back from the central promise of email, which is that you get the messages you want delivered to you. If under pressure, Google starts breaking the central promise of email, will people move to alternative providers? Maybe. But the thing to recognize is that the internet is largely governed by a set of norms and implicit agreements about how digital traffic is handled, including the right of people to communicate with each other freely. Once those norms start unraveling, the internet can fall apart very quickly. Listen, everybody, do you hear what this individual is saying? You think it stops with social media? What happens when Google is starting to say, well, wait a minute, now if everybody is coming onto Gmail or some of these other free services, quote unquote free services that are out there that you're using constantly, how long is it going to be before they say, well, wait a minute, I got to find out what kind of mail you're sending, and I can't send this email, and I can't send that email, something you thought would be ridiculous. But now the discussion is, how far will it go? How far will tech go to censor and stifle your speech or your communication? Forget about speech. Listen, not every country on the globe, around the globe, has our First Amendment or anything similar to our First Amendment and our right to free speech. Many don't. And what's going to happen in those places? You got to define who an enemy of the state is and who gets shut off rather than promoted across nearly 200 countries on Earth. It's a role that no private company can possibly play. Even governments struggle with it. So now we're going to give it to tech. What I'm saying is this. Is that if you are standing up and cheering that the president of the United States has been censored, has been rightfully censored, that hate speech, you know, all of you Trump supporters that are supporters of the KKK, white supremacy, and Nazis that, you know, Don the Lemon says on CNN and nobody pushes back against it. As a matter of fact, some are even running with the idea of domestic terrorists, every single one of you. And the things that you may see with regards to your speech in the future and who is going to decide what you can say and what you can't say. But there's also the issue of who's next. Because if people are going to look for alternative places and maybe they go to email, then what happens? We have given big tech way too much power. And for those that are out there on the left who think that that's cool, they side with us. Well, sooner or later, if you were to take away, let's say, even in the United States, I mean, think about this logically. Let's say you eliminate every single, I'm being fanciful here, so this is just conjecture, just follow me on this. Let's just say every single solitary Republican, conservative, Trump supporter, anybody who's ever uttered the word Trump in a positive light is now not able to communicate on social media, email, wherever. Do you understand there are groups on the left that are fighting and struggling for predominance, that are fighting and struggling for power within the left and the Democrats and the media, all the same? They're all fighting for the space now. So now you're going to have to make the decision. Do you not see this? It's so logical. I know you do, but all of you that are watching on YouTube and Facebook and all you logical left-leaning individuals who are just so smarter than the rest of us, don't you get it? Soon they have to come for you and your groups, that they're going to pick and choose who in your group is the right and the wrong one, and soon you get stifled with your speech and censored. I know it's crazy. I'm sorry. Go back to the talking dog collar. Hey, can we get back to that again? Because that's really where we want to be. We want the South Korean company that's got a dog collar that can now interpret your dog's bark. So let's get back to that, because that was much more fun, right? I mean, it's...
If you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, and you ain't black.
All right, it's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News, right all along, 239-479-5592. There is the talk and text line. All right, let's do this. Let's take a break. Let's try to have some fun on this Friday. I know it may be tough, but let's give it a shot. Drew's College of Political Knowledge for questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you earn a PhD. Look, it's a civic lesson every day. It's a lesson on politics. Bring the kids, gather the family around. Get your $2 quadrillion worth of COVID relief stimulus package from President-elect Biden, whatever that money is. Just bring them all together. Just to gather it around in the pile of cash in the living room, and let's all do Drew's College together. Caller number 5 right now at 239-479-5592. You'll play Drew's College next on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News with traffic. Here's Sabrina Katz.
The crash on Daniels Parkway at Freshman Lane is slowing traffic getting off of I-75 all the way to 6 Mile. A very long backup right now, to say the least. If you're heading to 6 Mile, I would get off on Colonial Boulevard. That's going to be a lot quicker. And there's a crash in Buckingham at Orange River Boulevard in Justinwood, slowing traffic eastbound as well as westbound. This is just in front of Buckingham Farms. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Patchy fog for your Friday morning. High temperature of 73. Sunshine and clouds later. We do have a chance of spotty rain for this evening and overnight, thanks to a cold front setting up highs only in the 60s for the weekend. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, Weather Authority.
Tougher than plastic, harder than wood. Nothing beats the power of steel.
Drew Steel, weekday mornings at 6 on 92.5 Fox News.
Doesn't the sound of owning a new home have a nice ring to it? What about a new home that's only 15 minutes from downtown Fort Myers? What about a new home only 15 minutes from downtown and priced from the 500s to the 800s? At River Hall, you can own your little piece of the planet with move-in ready homes today from Greenpoint Homes. Your new home is calling, inviting you to live the good life, starting now. And River Hall is where it all starts, a true paradise. River Hall is one of the Gulf Coast's most exclusive master-planned communities, with homes priced from the 500s to the 800s. Upscale country club living complete with a Davis Love III Championship golf course. All waiting for you. Here's to finally finding the perfect place. Here's to home. River Hall is just east of Fort Myers in the River Shores District. Come see model homes now. Visit liveriverhall.com.
Hello, I'm Brian Resney, president of Resney Wealth Management and host of the Resney Wealth Report and TV show on the weekends. Investors come to my TV and radio shows to learn and to get educated so they can make better decisions about their retirement and their portfolio. What's your risk management strategy? Are you willing to subject your portfolio to another massive decline in a set it and forget it strategy, or are you looking for a difference? Listen to my show Sunday mornings, 10 to noon on 92.5 Fox News Radio.
Drew's College of Political Knowledge is presented by France Eye Care. Better vision, better life.
Attention, class. It's time for Drew's College of Political Knowledge.
It's Drew's
All right. Let's see. All right, go to Judy in Naples. How about Judy? Hello, Judy.
Hi, how are you?
Hey, I'm awesome. It's Drew's College of Political Knowledge. 4 questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We will see if you earn a PhD. Are you ready for your associate's degree question?
I am.
All right. It starts right now. Judy, can you tell me where is the capital of the great state of Florida?
Tallahassee.
Tallahassee is correct. All right, and you got associates. We'll see if you get a bachelor's degree on this question. If the president can no longer serve, we know the vice president becomes president. What happens if the vice president can no longer serve? Who's next in line after that?
God forbid it's Nancy Pelosi.
Yeah, that would be the Speaker of the House. That is correct.
Speaker of the House.
I know. Relax. We haven't gotten there yet. We're not there. It's okay.
All right.
Big breath. Okay. All right. You got a bachelor's. See if you get a master's degree on this question. The 2 parts of the United States Congress. Yeah, we talk about Congress, but what does that mean? What are the 2 parts?
It's the House of Representatives and the Senate.
Yeah, that is correct. All right. You got a master's degree. We'll see if you get a PhD on this question. Who was the United States president when the first edition of the Farmer's Almanac was published? Remember the Farmer's Almanac? You've probably seen it, heard about it. Mm-hmm. Was it James Madison, George Washington, or Benjamin Franklin?
Okay, I believe it was James Madison.
No, it's George Washington. George Washington was actually president when the Farmer's Almanac came out. How about, see, that's what this is all about. Look, here's the good part about it, Judy. The bad news is you got the answer wrong. The good news is that we've learned a lesson today. We've learned something from Drew's College. It's all about the knowledge that you, now when you're sitting at dinner tonight and somebody brings that up.
Knowledge on the entire group. Great.
Judy, think about that. Tonight when you're at dinner and it comes up in conversation. It may not ever, but you know what? You'll always, you can bring that up to others to prove that you've played this game. All right, Judy, we got to run. I appreciate it. Thanks so much for playing. I hope you have a wonderful Friday evening. Get back to your calls coming up.
This is Daybreak. 92.5 Fox News.
Attention, Southwest Florida. Are you ready for this? Only Naples Nissan has been authorized to continue offering the full original MSRP for your trade-in. The factory warned us to end the offer, but after record-breaking sales in 2020, we've been approved to continue running it. If your trade-in is a 2014 or newer with less than 80,000 miles on it, regardless of where you purchased it from, only Naples Nissan will pay you the full original base MSRP for it so you can drive home in a brand new Nissan. Hundreds of new Nissan models to choose from. All backed by our exclusive unlimited mile lifetime warranty. Pick out your favorite and get full details at naplesnissan.com today. Offers on select models with approved credit and cannot be combined.
Hey, it's Drew Steele talking to my good friend Dave Meister, owner of the Floor Meisters. And I love talking to Dave because when I talk to Dave, I know that means he has something special for you. In this case, like I have in my home, Core Tech is absolutely amazing, Dave. And I got to tell you, I love it. My wife loves it. And boy, you've got a lot of Core Tech right now in stock.
Yes, we do. And we've got about 6 or 7 truckloads coming to beat the tariff increase. And we're going to guarantee a freeze of the prices on all our in-stock Core-Tech. We're not going to go up 50 cents a square foot, and we're going to save it for our customers.
And so when it comes to Core-Tech, I mean, it is just amazing the selection that you have. And not only that, the installation is incredible. What you do there is fantastic.
Yes, and we stock 100 colors of Cortec.
Floor Meisters, 6281 Naples Boulevard, right next to Costco. So give them a call today at 239-596-4964 or on the web at floormeisters.com.
92.5 WFSX Estero. It's 8 o'clock on Southwest Florida's news and talk station, 92.5 Fox News.
They have 5 days left to secure the nation's capital for the inauguration. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News.
We're concerned about the potential for violence at multiple protests and rallies planned here in D.C. and at state capitol buildings around the country.
FBI Director Christopher Wray says there's all sorts of chatter online about it.
21,000 National Guard troops from 7 states have this city locked down from the Capitol to the White House. It felt more like driving around in the green zone in Baghdad, which I have done numerous times, than it did driving to work in the nation's capital. Now, streets I saw this morning have been blocked by guard trucks. There's checkpoints with soldiers armed with M4 rifles.
That's Fox's Griff Jenkins. There have been more than 100 arrests since last week's Capitol attack, including some police officers. Fox's Eben Brown focuses on one live.
And Dave, Houston police officer Tam Pham, who was identified as having been there at the U.S. Capitol, has now resigned from the force. His attorney, Nicole DeBoard, claims Pham traveled to Washington on his own to participate peacefully and never did anything wrong.
It was never his intent to participate in anything violent whatsoever.
But Pham realizes he could potentially face federal charges. Houston's police chief, Art Acevedo, has publicly expressed outrage over Pham's participation, Dave.
Even President-elect Biden wants to pay most Americans another $1,400.
The $600 already appropriated is simply not enough.
His $1.9 trillion Corona financial aid plan would also boost extra unemployment to $400 a week and give more money to small businesses and for COVID tests and vaccines. Biden's just announced former FDA Commissioner David Kessler will be chief science officer overseeing a vaccine rollout he calls dismal.
To correct course and meet our goal of 100 million shots at the end of my first 100 days as president.
Another convicted killer got a lethal injection last night at a federal prison in Indiana. Another execution set for tonight. America's listening to Fox News.
Wink News traffic.
The crash on Daniels Parkway at Freshman Lane is slowing traffic getting off of I-75 all the way to 6 Mile. A very long backup right now, to say the least. If you're heading to 6 Mile, I would get off on Colonial Boulevard. That's going to be a lot quicker. And there's a crash in Buckingham at Orange River Boulevard in Justinwood, slowing traffic eastbound as well as westbound. This is just in front of Buckingham Farms. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority. Hey, we'll start with some patchy fog. Eventually that will improve after 9 a.m. with sunshine and clouds mixing in for this afternoon. But heads up, for this evening and overnight, we are going to have a chance of rain with spotty showers along the cold front. That's why the temperatures take a tumble into the weekend. Pretty chilly. Highs only in the 60s for your breezy Saturday and all the way towards Sunday. Sunday morning, we wake up to upper 40s, only in the mid-60s for highs, but then gradually a warming trend as we go throughout next week and even flirting with 80 by next Thursday and Friday. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, Weather Authority.
More delightful than driving a convertible Bentley while wearing mink underpants. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Hi, this is Earl Ron, president of New South Window. At New South, we are determined to build the best Florida window. Energy-efficient windows that stand up to heat and hurricanes. We call it the ultimate Florida window. Factory direct and guaranteed for life. New South has installed tens of thousands of windows across the state and has been named one of the fastest growing window companies in the nation. And that is why we're New South proud.
Going on now. Save 35% off factory direct windows and doors. Visit newsouthwindow.com.
Now is the time to get countertops at Rock Solid. Why Rock Solid? How about Rock Solid's unbelievable prices? Full slabs of quartz from $599, granite $499, and remnants as low as $150. Rock Solid's vast selection of the finest stone from around the world. Rock Solid's award-winning customer service and installation in about a week. Want the best new countertops for your kitchen? The choice is simple. Rock Solid.
Rock Solid. We don't stop at just countertops.
We believe in better. A better way to invest, a better way to serve you, and a better result.
We can help you determine how much risk you're taking, red flags that could be potential problems for you, how much you're paying in fees or commissions, potential tax liability, or even how to address Social Security.
Tune in to WealthWorks Radio with Eric Carney, Saturdays at 6 a.m., Sundays at 9 a.m., right here on 92.5 Fox News Radio.
Hi, I'm Kyle Lee with Lee Auto Group. We sell more low-mileage cars and trucks than anyone in Southwest Florida because we have more. Over 300 vehicles in stock with locations in Fort Myers and Tampa. See for yourself at lee-cars.com.
Lee Auto Group is looking for quality pre-owned vehicles. Let them make your buying or selling experience easy and safe. Contact Lee Auto Group at 239-288-7374 or visit lee-cars.com.
Don't forget the dash.
It's the 54th Annual Naples Boat Show, Thursday, January 21st to Sunday, January 24th, in 2 great locations. On land at the Naples Airport and in water at the Naples City Dock. Check out nearly 150 exhibitors from around the world with boats of every type and style, from flats boats, center console and bay boats, to cabin cruisers, yachts, and mega yachts. Plus, check out the great deals on a wide variety of accessories, equipment, gear, and services for boaters at the Nautical Market, as well as food trucks and fun kids activities all weekend long. There's something for everyone at the Naples Boat Show, Thursday, January 21st to Sunday, January 24th. On land at South Terminal parking at the Naples Airport and in water at Naples City Dock. Enjoy free parking and shuttle transportation to and from the Naples Airport and Naples City Dock. Kids are free with a paid accompanying adult. For more information or to buy tickets in advance, log on to naplesboatshow.org. Hosted by the Marine Industries Association of Collier County.
So, you're in the market for new appliances. You have a choice. You can chase around sizing up refrigerators, opening oven doors, poking your nose into top-load washers, while wondering if the quality meets your standards and the prices are fair. Or you can go to Good Deals Appliances. Starting at Good Deals Appliances makes all the sense in the world. They feature the top names in appliances like Genair, KitchenAid, Whirlpool, Maytag, and Amana. But the best part about shopping at Good Deals Appliances is their price guarantee. If you ever find a lower price on the same appliance, Jay and his team at Good Deals Appliances will beat it. Every time, guaranteed. When you need appliances, make your first stop your last stop. Good Deals Appliances. 3 locations to serve you. 41 at Gladiolus in Fort Myers, Pine Island Road in Cape Coral, and on Naples Boulevard near Lowe's and Costco in Naples.
Good Deals Appliances. Have we got a deal for you?
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steve.
Well, good morning, Southwest Florida. Glad you're here. 239-479-5592. I see some sun outside. How about that? I like seeing that. What a beautiful looking day right now. Streaming live on the YouTubes and Facebook, both at Drew Steele Radio. Steele has 3 E's. If you'd like to subscribe on YouTube and like the Facebook page, that's fine. Nice for now. Okay, so a couple of things. The president-elect, Joe Biden, yesterday had a lot of things to talk about when it comes to the $850 quadrillion stimulus pack. I'm throwing numbers out there because at this point, it doesn't matter what the numbers are, 2 trillion, 5 trillion, 10 trillion, 100 trillion, billion, million. You don't even know. You don't even know what it means. I mean, the printing presses, we just keep them going. We're fine. There's no fiscal responsibility. We left that a long time ago. Oh, wait a minute. Are you still talking about fiscal responsibility? Are you still bringing up that old nonsense about your kids and grandkids and who's going to pay for it? Will you just stop? It's a new day. It's 2021. It's a new era. I mean, that goes away with the Whigs and our founding fathers and, they were wearing all these gray-haired wigs and stuff like that. It was a really creepy, a bunch of white guys who have no idea what they're talking about. Stop it. Fiscal responsibility is meaningless. And we'll get to the president-elect and some of the things that he said yesterday and how there's more money coming at you. And, what happens after the help comes for that moment where there are people who are not taking this away from them, who really desperately need money for food, money for their mortgage, and they get this lump of stimulus, and then it's gone. And then what do you do? I mean, the government has decided that we're not going to open up the country, and so the government, in their infinite wisdom, with the problem that they caused, comes back with one that they feel like they solve, until it's not, and then they solve it again. You see the vicious cycle. We'll get to that in just a second. Hey, let's talk about the President-elect Joe Biden and America United. How united are we? Let's listen to a little bit of CNN from this morning. Oh, this is good. This is Nia Malika Henderson. She's a senior political reporter. She's not she's not an opinion host. She's not a commentator. She's a senior political reporter for CNN. Very important you know that when you hear what she's about to say. Because I'm just wondering how many of you local reporters do this. I wonder how many of you state reporters do this. I wonder how many nationally do this. Here you go. Here's a little bit of unity and love. They're talking about the president who's consumed by disastrous end to his presidency, and he's just not doing anything. He's in a fetal position somewhere, crawled up in the White House. We don't know what's going on with this president. And here's somebody who seems to know or have an opinion as a senior political reporter.
There's going to be a new president, and that new president is not going to be Donald Trump. So he is finding himself very isolated. Obviously, folks have left the Oval Office. Some of them are taking things that may or may not belong to them.
Some are taking things out of the Oval Office that may or may not belong to them. That's a senior political reporter. Do you give opinion or... How does that work? Oh, I know how it works at CNN. Please spare us if you're on the left and telling us that CNN somehow is the end-all be-all when it comes to news. And if you're ripping and reading CNN headlines, then this is you as well. I'm assuming because that is that what you do there? They may or may not be legally allowed to take those things, but they're doing it anyway because it's Trump and you got it.
So that's where he is. And listen, in terms of his place in history.
Oh, okay. Can't wait to hear this.
I think we know what his place in history is going to be.
Tell us. Oh, please tell us. What is it?
He is going to be most likely the worst president. Historians will judge him the worst president this country has ever seen. And
the Uranium One scandal,
the IRS targeting scandal,
the Clinton Foundation Fusion GPS dossier,
Benghazi, Hillary Clinton email case,
Sergeant Bo Bergdahl. Remember him?
Bowl of doggy doo.
She's probably right. 239-479-5592. So we got that out there. Listen, at least we don't have people who are coming along who are making some crazy accusations. Look, I think the thing that would be really creepy is forget about the senior political reporter, somebody who's supposed to report the news but instead does commentary and opinion, because it almost feels like everybody is doing that these days. At least it's not somebody who was formerly a part of the United States government who's coming up with some fanciful idea or some ridiculous notion. That the president yesterday, when he was calling for calm and peace and that he doesn't want violence and as we move forward, the things that everybody has been saying since day one and the president has said on numerous occasions and decided to say yesterday and reinforce that. At least nobody is saying anything ridiculous like there's some kind of coded language in there. I mean, that would be the most ridiculous thing for anybody to say. Oh, wait, this just in. Andy McCabe did. Andy McCabe, ex-FBI guy, the former FBI deputy director on CNN yesterday. This is rich.
Well, John, President Trump is a master at coded language and the use of dog whistles, and there is no question that statement included some of those same references simply by leaving out the comments that you've mentioned.
I gotta stop. Yesterday, I was half joking about how I am sure that there are people that when the president of the United States is saying things that he wants peace and he does not want violence and how important that is to him and his message through the White House Twitter account yesterday when he said,
I want to be very clear. I unequivocally condemn the violence that we saw last week. Violence and vandalism have absolutely no place in our country.
That Andy McCabe thinks that's coded language for get the troops together. Hey, everybody, storm the Capitol. What are you talking about? But you know what? CNN loves paying this guy to have him on because, he's a former FBI deputy director who had a little bit of something to do with everything that was going on with, the Russian collusion hoax and how much involvement he had. Oh, there's news on that as well. We come to find out that the president has declassified a trove of FBI memos exposing some of the motivations behind Christopher Steele. We come to find out that I guess it looks as if what he was doing is he was violating his confidential human source agreement with the FBI and leaked information from his dossier to the news media in the final weeks of the election because he wanted to counteract new revelations in the Hillary Clinton email scandal that were hurting her election efforts. But nothing to see here. Everything is fine. Move along. And then evidence of spying that is going to come out. Yes, spying on the Trump campaign. And I guess these documents are also going to settle a long debated question in Washington about whether the FBI's tactics amounted to spying. We're going to find that out. All in Just the News. A great article from John Solomon, who was talking about it yesterday. But there's Andy McCabe going, yeah, it's coded language. And on the heels of all of that, Joe Biden has a $1 quadrillion worth of money that's going to be coming your way. Because listen, the only way we can make the math work out for the 684 million people that voted for him this past election, the only way we can make the work, carry the 2, 3, 5. We got to have $684 quadrillion that'll be coming your way in COVID-19 relief. Again, there are people that need the relief. Don't take this the wrong way. Of course, there are people that need it. I might make the case there are people that don't need it. I might make the case that there's probably some people that are using that money not in the right way and not for its purported purpose, and that we should be able to figure that part out and get the money to those that need it. But then when you talk about $2 trillion, which is actually what he's talking about, understand that $2 trillion is not just $1,400 that he's proposing in your pocket. What that amounts to is all the fluff and all the other things that go into this as well. The money that he wants to get out there. And, for good measure, let's throw some $15 an hour stuff in there.
Should be a national minimum wage of $15 an hour. No one working 40 hours a week should live below the poverty line.
I just got to stop. Why is that coming into this conversation? Why don't we have that as a standalone conversation for another day? Oh, because it's Democrats and that's what they do. And maybe even some Republicans, hate to say it, but you all got to stuff things into $1 trillion bills that have to be moved forward because poison pill. Listen, I don't want to vote for something that's got money in it that's going to go to blue states to bail them out from the horrible decisions that they... hey, what are you going to do here? If you don't do that, then what you're telling your constituents and everybody at home in Southwest Florida is you just hate them. You're just a KKK-loving, Nazi-loving white supremacist. Like Don Lemon said yesterday. That's what you are because you don't want to give them money. And the other stuff, that just goes along with it. So there's Joe Biden and $1,400 direct payments in addition to the $600 passed because, we got to make the math work. And I mean, what else are we going to see? What else do we see? Are we going to see some student loan forgiveness tucked into that bill? But hey, listen, poison pill. People are going to hate you if you're not going to give them the money that they need. Money that you're getting from the federal government because of the policies, the failed policies of the government doing what they did for a virus that we all know what it is and is not. That now, because of the mistakes that they made, we have to correct those mistakes by giving you a couple of dollars here and there to float you for a month until that money's gone, and then ultimately you still don't have a job. You still have no way to make a living and to provide for your family. But what do we keep doing? Do we keep depending on them? Yeah, it almost sounds like it's a cycle. Man, is it vicious. So there's that. 239-479-5592. Oh, and on the heels of that, here's something else that's pretty interesting before we go to break, Jake, and we're going to do that right now. But there's this. Hey, here's a little nugget for you. You might want to tuck this one away, too. Speaking of COVID and what we know and don't know, and what we're concerned about with bailouts and relief that we have to do because of the failures of the federal government. Hey, Newsweek yesterday had this article. Well, look at this. COVID lockdowns have no clear benefit versus other voluntary measures, and international study shows. How convenient. Right now, at this moment in time. Really, we're finding this out? Oh, wait a minute. Andrew Cuomo just a couple of days ago was saying that we simply can't stay closed until the vaccine hits critical mass. The cost is too high. We've got nothing left to open, so we must reopen the economy, but we have to do it smartly and safely. Hey, look at the time. Look at where we are in our history and what's coming up next. Oh, wait a minute. Hey, here's Mayor Lori Lightfoot, who's saying Chicago restaurants and bars need to be allowed to reopen as quickly as possible. You know, if you were a cynic, I'm pointing at you, because I wouldn't say this, but if you were a cynic, you might suggest that this magically is all happening at just the right time, where things are going to start getting, back to a little bit of normal. At the same time, when we're going to have a brand new president. Don't be cynical. Don't do that. Do not. I'm pointing at you, or if you're watching, I shouldn't point. That's really rude. I'm Bill Clinton thumbing you right now with his thumb in his index finger thingy. You stop that. Just send me more money. That's all. Just send me more money from the government. Just keep it coming. How about we do this every month? We got to go to break, Jake. Can we do that? Can we get Joe Biden to do this every month? What do you say? $2,000 a month from the... Can we? Come on. Stay break. 92.5 Fox News, right all along. Let's find out what's happening with traffic. Here's Sabrina Katz.
Unfortunately, traffic is still backed up on Daniels Parkway from the crash at Freshman Lane. This is slowing traffic west to 6 Mile. The best thing you can do is get off at Colonial and get to 6 Mile that way. However, do not get onto Colonial Boulevard if you're coming out of Lehigh Acres or coming off of Tree Line to head to the interstate. The average speed is only at 9 miles per hour. There's a crash in Buckingham at Orange River and Justinwood. This is causing backups of about a mile eastbound as well as westbound. The crash is in front of Buckingham Farms. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Patchy fog for your Friday morning. High temperature of 73. Sunshine and clouds later. We do have a chance of spotty rain for this evening and overnight, thanks to a cold front setting up highs only in the 60s for the weekend. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, Weather Authority.
You don't have to feel distant. Come join the conversation.
We need to get back to the times when you can agree to disagree and help your neighbors.
This is 92.5 Fox News.
You want a new look for your kitchen, but you really dread the thought of subjecting your home and family to the mess and fuss created by weeks of remodeling? Cornerstone Builders has the solution. They can give your kitchen an entirely new look in a matter of days, not weeks. Stand by for the phone number to schedule your free in-home consultation. Cornerstone will save you a lot of time and thousands of dollars with a custom kitchen reface. This 4-step process includes 15 cabinet doors, 5 drawer fronts, and includes relaminating your cabinet exteriors, plus new hinges and new knobs or handles. Best part? The price. Just $38.20 for a beautiful thermofoil reface or $78.20 for maple wood reface. Call today to schedule your free in-home consultation. 239-332-3020. That's 332-3020. 239-332-3020. Cornerstone Builders in Fort Myers, Naples, and Marco Island with 30 years and 22,000 satisfied customers. You know they're gonna wow you.
Doesn't the sound of owning a new home have a nice ring to it? What about a new home that's only 15 minutes from downtown Fort Myers? What about a new home only 15 minutes from downtown and priced from the 500s to the 800s? At River Hall, you can own your little piece of the planet with move-in ready homes today from Greenpoint Homes. Your new home is calling, inviting you to live the good life, starting now. And River Hall is where it all starts, a true paradise. River Hall is one of the Gulf Coast's most exclusive master-planned communities, with homes priced from the 500s to the 800s. Upscale country club living complete with a Davis Love III Championship golf course. All waiting for you. Here's to finally finding the perfect place. Here's to home. River Hall is just east of Fort Myers in the River Shores District. Come see model homes now. Visit liveriverhall.com.
With PatriotSoftware.com, accounting and payroll, keep your time and money.
Mike Capel here, serial entrepreneur with words from another happy payroll customer.
Well, it's very easy to use. From the login and the setup was extremely easy. I didn't have to call anyone for help. I was able to do it on my own. And I love the fact that I can run my payroll and print my pay stubs, and then you guys do all of the filing for me. So I get a quarterly report that everything's been filed on my behalf. And then at the end of the year, I can print out my W-2s. So I use you guys. I tell everybody, it's the easiest thing I've ever done. Why anybody doesn't use y'all, I don't know.
Visit us at patriotsoftware.com. Use promo code RADIO and get 2 months of payroll free. That's patriotsoftware.com.
With patriotsoftware.com, accounting and payroll, keep your time and money.
This is 92.5 Fox News.
All right, it's Daybreak, 92.5 Fox News. Pam's in Cape Coral. Pam's getting popcorn ready? What is that all about, Pam? Why are you getting popcorn ready right now?
Oh, yeah, I'm getting some popcorn ready. That's another batch. Movie's getting really good, and I think America's going to love the ending.
He's going to love the ending of what?
Of the movie.
Of what movie? Of the ending of this country?
Oh, no.
Okay.
The ending, it's the beginning of the country.
Oh, all right. You scared me for a minute there. Okay, so you're getting your popcorn ready because of some of the news that's coming out, the declassification of some of the Russia collusion hoax. Is that what you're talking about? That movie?
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna see. We'll see how many people will believe it. Will say, "Oh, there's nothing to see here." Look, we're moving on. It's Joe Biden. It's Joe Biden's time. We got to move on, Pam. You got to put. Hey, what do you put on popcorn anyway? What do you usually?
Oh, tons of butter.
Tons of butter. Okay.
Yeah.
I need some good ideas for some snacks around my house. Something like something different than popcorn. Anybody have some creative snacks, healthy snacks that I can enjoy with my son? I'm just trying to figure out what that might be.
Are you asking me?
I'm asking anybody. Sooner or later, somebody will call or text. It's got to be somebody who's looking for some healthy snacks like I am, and I'm getting a little carbo loaded lately. I don't know if that makes sense to some people, but let's just say the shirts are fitting a little tighter these days. All right, Mike Opelka, pureopelka.com coming up. We'll have the top 5 audio clips, and then we'll talk more about the news of the day and the thing. Your phone calls as well coming up on Daybreak.
This is Daybreak.
92.5 Fox News.
It's Fred Kobe with your Kobe Cooling Tip of the Day. There's a trend in the air conditioning business with the rip-off companies to become plumbers, electricians, and air conditioning companies all at the same time. The stories we hear about huge plumbing and electric work rip-offs go right along with the scams these firms tend to run with the AC side of their business. If your company is advertising AC, plumbing, and electric, it's very likely one of those scam artist telemarketing companies with the bait-and-switch cheap service call. If you need a plumber, hire a plumber. If you need an electrician, hire an electrician. If you need to throw money down a hole, pick one of those multi-trade firms, and they're more than willing to take your money. When you think of air conditioning companies, we hope you think of Kobe Cooling. No nonsense and no pressure. We're the company your neighbors use. Bryant, whatever it takes. License CACO 57313. Kobe, the most trusted name in the business since 1949.
Hey, this is Papa, reporting that we're still getting a lot of calls from homeowners who were told they needed a new re-roof after Irma. Most of these folks had a few broken tiles that are obsolete. Our company has 2 warehouses filled with the older obsolete tiles that have never been used. If you think that you may not need a new re-roof, but only need to replace some obsolete tile, please call me for our free tile roof inspection. We may be able to repair and seal your roof to make it look new and beautiful, a lot cheaper than replacing the entire roof. If you call me for our free inspection, we'll place you on our proactive list, and in the event of another hurricane, you won't have to go searching for a contractor because we will automatically call you to see if you need assistance. Let me show you how we can clean and seal and protect your roof, pavers, and pool decks. On behalf of my sons, Casey, Carrie, and Cody, call us at 945-2700. That's 945-2700, area code 239-945-2700. License CCC 133-1790. We're open 24/7, and you can call us right now for a free tile roof inspection.
This is Mike Roberts, Vice President at Mortgage Warehouse, Southwest Florida's mortgage price leader and home of the no closing cost mortgage. No points, no hidden fees, no loan costs, period. If the mortgage you have right now was done prior to COVID-19, you should call us for a free review. At Mortgage Warehouse, we understand how frustrating it can be to make your mortgage payment month after month, and the loan balance just doesn't seem to go down. The payment is mostly interest, but we can help with that. We can combine near record low mortgage rates with our local no closing cost program to improve your mortgage payment right away. You do not have to roll any closing costs into your loan balance to get these ultra low mortgage rates. You can apply online at mortgagewarehouse.com or call 313-5000. That's 313-5000, mortgagewarehouse.com.
Certain restrictions apply. NMLS ID 137154, Equal Housing Lender.
Attention, Southwest Florida. Are you ready for this? Only Naples Nissan has been authorized to continue offering the full original MSRP for your trade-in. The factory warned us to end the offer, but after record-breaking sales in 2020, we've been approved to continue running it. If your trade-in is a 2014 or newer with less than 80,000 miles on it, regardless of where you purchased it from, only Naples Nissan will pay you the full original base MSRP for it so you can drive home in a brand new Nissan. Hundreds of new Nissan models to choose from, all backed by our exclusive unlimited mile lifetime warranty. Pick out your favorite and get full details at naplesnissan.com today. Offers on select models with approved credit and cannot be combined.
Capital.
A senior defense official has told Fox the troops are being briefed as though they're going on military deployment.
Fox's Jill Nato. America's listening to Fox News.
This update is presented by Stevie Tomato Sports Page in Fort Myers, Cape Coral, and Naples.
Wink News Traffic.
Unfortunately, traffic is still backed up on Daniels Parkway from the crash at Freshman Lane. This is slowing traffic west to 6 Mile. The best thing you can do is get off at Colonial and get to 6 Mile that way. However, do not get onto Colonial Boulevard if you're coming out of Lehigh Acres or coming off of Tree Line to head to the interstate. The average speed is only at 9 miles per hour. There's a crash in Buckingham at Orange River and Justinwood. This is causing backups of about a mile eastbound as well as westbound. The crash is in front of Buckingham Farms. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Hey, we'll start with some patchy fog. Eventually that will improve after 9 a.m. with sunshine and clouds mixing in for this afternoon. But heads up, for this evening and overnight, we are going to have a chance of rain with spotty showers along the cold front. That's why the temperatures take a tumble into the weekend. Pretty chilly. Highs only in the 60s for your breezy Saturday and all the way towards Sunday. Sunday morning, we wake up to upper 40s, only in the mid-60s for highs, but then gradually a warming trend as we go throughout next week and even flirting with 80 by next Thursday and Friday. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, Weather Authority.
When your liberal relatives from up north come for a month, turn up 92.5 Fox News in the house, in the car, and on the radio at the beach. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
It's Big Al from Stevie Tomato's Sports Page. Do you feel like you're the forgotten person in this great country, working hard all your life and contributing to this country's greatness, but taken for granted by our politicians' quest for voters? Using their slogan, more taxes will set you free. At Stevie's, you are not forgotten. We love our customers and never want them to feel forgotten. We deliver the value you deserve with our food, service, and pricing. Making our customers feel special is our happiness. As the owner of Stevie Tomatoes, we cater to the forgotten person. Those of you who go about every day doing what it takes for them and their family while contributing to this country's greatness, its culture and values. I personally invite you to allow us to be a small part of what makes you feel special, and we promise to obtain your complete satisfaction. I guarantee it. For daily specials, go to StevieTomato.com. Stevie Tomato Sports Page in Cape Coral, Fort Myers, and Naples. Come, come,
Trust. It's the rock-solid foundation of Moran Wealth Management. Over 40 years ago, they began advising clients on ways to help meet their financial goals. 4 decades later, we've helped many reach their goals of providing for themselves, their families, and future generations. CEO Tom Moran has assembled an impressive team of professionals, each committed to the same core concept. Tom is recognized by Barron's as a Hall of Fame advisor. To be named a Hall of Fame advisor, the advisor has to have been ranked by Barron's consecutively for the last 10 years in any of their rankings. Let us earn your trust. Call 239-920-4440 or visit moranwm.com. Barron's rankings are based on data provided by thousands of advisors. Factors included in the rankings were assets under management, revenue produced for the firm, regulatory record, length of service, quality of practice, and client retention. Investment products and services are offered through Wells Fargo Advisors Financial Network, LLC, WFAFN, member SIPC. Moran Wealth Management is a separate entity from WFAFN.
Not 10, not 5, or even 2.9%. Southwest Florida. In 2021, Sutherland is doing something never done before. 0% APR financing on used cars. During the exclusive 0% event at Sutherland Nissan Fort Myers and Sutherland Nissan Cape Coral. Get unprecedented 0% APR financing on used cars. Save thousands in finance charges and pay the bank no interest for your car. Shop Southwest Florida's largest used car dealer with the biggest selection of certified pre-owned Nissans, Hondas, Toyotas, and Fords. Now, get 0% APR financing. Even get 0% APR financing for up to 84 months on new Nissans, like the Titan truck. Yes, 0% on new, too. Don't miss the 0% event with never offered 0% APR financing at your used car megastore. Sutherland Nissan Fort Myers and the all-new Sutherland Nissan Cape Coral right now. Shop online at nissansales.com or capecoralnissan.com. If it doesn't say Sutherland, you paid too much.
With approved credit, see dealer for details.
Hi, this is Earl Ron, president of New South Window. At New South, we are determined to build the best Florida window. Energy-efficient windows that stand up to heat and hurricanes. We call it the ultimate Florida window. Factory direct and guaranteed for life. New South has installed tens of thousands of windows across the state and has been named one of the fastest growing window companies in the nation. And that is why we're New South proud.
Going on now. Save 35% off factory direct windows and doors. Visit newsouthwindow.com.
This is 92.5 Fox News.
All right, it's Daybreak. 92.5 Fox News, 239-479-5592 is the talk and text line, streaming live on YouTube and Facebook, both at Drew Steele Radio. Steele has 3 E's. Hey, if you want to subscribe to YouTube and you want to like the Facebook page, that's cool. For as long as we're allowed to do it all. All right, Mike Opelka coming up in just a second. First, the top 5 audio clips of the day. Here we go. It's the 5 at 8:35.
Drew's Top 5 at 8:35 is brought to you by Moran Wealth Management. Isn't it time to review your portfolio options? Go to moranwm.com.
Drew's 5 at 8:35.
Number 5.
Right, but just because you vote for the same people doesn't mean that you believe the same things.
Puts you in the same crowd. Yes, it does.
It puts you in the same group of people who voted for him, but you may not have the same reasons, you may not have the same understanding.
You vote for people who have common interests. If someone has a common interest, people who vote like you have a common interest is you. That's just how it is. You don't vote you don't vote for the most liberal person in the world because you're a conservative. You vote for someone who shares your common interest.
All right, there you go. Nothing to see here. Move along. Everything's fine. Don the Lemon, Chance on Fredo's show yesterday to kind of clarify his statements about, all of you Trump supporters being KKK-loving, Nazi-loving white supremacists. And he doubles down on it and is like, you all have common interests. That's all the way it is, and you're just going to have to like it. No, we don't.
Number 4.
Okay, first of all the masks, presuming you wear them properly, can curb the spread of COVID-19. Now, why I like the Living Yard masks and why I wear them, it's because they actually deactivate coronavirus thanks to their incredible patented technology.
That's audio from Andy Slavitt. He was chosen to be part of the coronavirus task team and by the president-elect Joe Biden. Just to let you know a little bit about what he thinks, apparently on his podcast, he believes that he was promoting a mask that who knew there's a mask that actually deactivates the coronavirus. It's on his podcast. He was promoting a mask that deactivates the coronavirus, and the President-elect Biden has put him in charge of and to help with the coronavirus task team there. Why are you all holding out on us? I had no idea that even existed. That we're in trouble.
Number 3. We are focused on one account right now, but this is going to be much bigger than just one account, and it's going to go on for much longer than just this day, this week, the next few weeks. It's going to go on beyond the inauguration. We have to expect that. We have to be ready for that. So the focus is certainly on this account and how it ties to real-world violence, but also we need to think much longer term.
There you go. There's Twitter Jack. And he was recorded. Project Veritas had the audio of him explaining to everybody that, listen, the Trump, the real Donald Trump Twitter account, that it's just the beginning of what they're going to have to do moving forward, because we've got to make sure that we don't want to have any violence. And so it's going to keep going on into the future. And past the inauguration, we got to keep an eye on all of this. You do realize common sense would dictate that if you were to take all of the people who at any time in their history tweeted something positive about the president and got rid of every single person, the pool of individuals that will be left will be next. You think this isn't coming for you, left?
Number 2.
Well, John, President Trump is a master at coded language and the use of dog whistles, and there is no question that statement included some of those same references.
Oh, I am so happy. I'm so glad that the ex-FBI Deputy Director Andy McCabe went on to CNN and said, look, yesterday when the president put out on the White House Twitter account about the call for peace and that he is not for violence and all the language that he has been saying since the beginning, that we've been saying since the beginning, that many people have been saying since the beginning, that violence is not the answer and to not be violent and violent protests are a bad thing, that Andy McCabe comes along and says, no, this is coded language, that in there is a code. There's for people to storm the Bastille. It's like, this is, no.
Number 1.
More than a foot-high stack of documents he has authorized released by the FBI and the Justice Department. These are the things that the FBI has tried to keep from the public for 4 years. They have amazing big picture revelations. And let's start with, I think, the most important one. Christopher Steele, in his debriefings with the FBI after he was fired for leaking, he told the FBI, the reason I leaked is because I needed to help Hillary Clinton cover up her email problem. So I leaked to turn the attention to Donald Trump. The Russia collusion narrative was invented to protect Hillary Clinton from ongoing revelations about her email scandal. It was a political dirty trick, and that was Christopher Steele's own words. People tomorrow, I believe, will get to see his words. I've been reporting on this privately. I haven't seen the declassified documents yet. Yep. But I'm telling you that my reporting, I know that's in the document.
All right, we're going to find out, as John Solomon yesterday on Lou Dobbs' program, talking about the declassification of a trove of FBI memos exposing Christopher Steele's motivations and the ties to some impeachment witnesses as well. And we'll see how this all works out.
Drew's 5 at 8:35.
As far as how much of it will be discussed, how much will be reported, what people will say about it. Mike Opelka, listen, what are we talking about here? It's over. Why are we even revisiting all of this? What... in a classic Hillary Clinton line, what difference at this point does it make?
That's a great question, Drew. But I would like to know, is it a trove or a tranche? Because I think we need clarification. It's a foot-tall stack of documents. At what point does it become a trove, and at what point does it become a tranche?
I'm reading from Just the News, and John Solomon calls it a trove. You call it a tranche.
I believe John.
I
believe John Solomon.
I would go along with that. I don't know if we're going to, at this point, there's a lot there that he's saying that we will find out. But again, I'm half tongue in cheek here when I say people have moved along from Russia collusion. They're moving along with it, and what we'll hear about this and what we won't hear about it, and how the media will spin it, and half the country is not going to believe what comes out anyway. It's just awful.
Yeah, but my question is, what took so damn long?
Yeah, exactly. Why now?
Well, we know why now. This is Donald Trump doing a little scorched earth. and he feels like he's owed it after what was done to him with that snap impeachment, whatever you want to call it. And I understand it. But just because you can doesn't mean you should. It might make him feel better for a while. It might give a few of us a chance to go on Facebook or Twitter and go, see, we told you.
But Mike, at the same time, he did call for this a long time ago.
I know.
So is it really about him calling about it and at this time in history, or is it about now the cooperation that he's getting that he didn't get before because it's too late now? Like almost somebody else was holding it up.
Well, he declassified it. He could have put this out. He could have forced this out a while ago. So it starts at the top. That's the reality. And I'll read it, because I have no life this weekend and it's going to rain and all that stuff. So, after I finish up on Trey's show tonight, I'll pour a big bottle of bourbon into a glass and sit there and read all this and get madder.
Yeah, so. Buffalo Trace. I know your favorite. But I guess, well, let's put that aside for just a second.
Okay.
Only because we're going to have time next week as the documents come out to discover more and more of what we already knew and what we should be standing up against, which is the weaponization of the American government against citizens and how all of us should care about that. But it appears like half the country doesn't because they seem to think that it won't happen to them. Funny enough, almost the same way they're thinking about Twitter Jack and what he was saying and what others are trying to make this point that, and you can expand on this, be careful what you wish for. When you have the left-wing president of Mexico who is vowing to take on tech companies, the left understands this as well. Sooner or later, they're going to come for you because there's going to be somebody that those tech companies are going to support, quote unquote, by allowing that information to get out to the people in certain countries. And it may not be you. Even if you are left-leaning, there are choices that will be made. Sooner or later, there's not going to be anybody left to cancel.
Well, there's two dangerous things going on here. The social media purge or silencing or suppression of conservatives is one really dangerous thing. And as you said, when a lefty like Lopez Obrador picks up on it, that should raise your prick up your ears. When Angela Merkel is nervous about it, when the president of France, whose name escapes me right now, when he gets nervous about it, that should all get your attention. Yeah. And then you drift over to Alexandria Occasionally Coherent and what she's pushing. What?
I thought that was funny. That was good. I never heard that expression being used. If it's not yours, you should take it and give whoever 10%.
I might lift it. But AOC yesterday, or day before yesterday, talking about reining in the media is one of the more chilling statements I've heard, if I may.
Mm-hmm. Several members of Congress in some of my discussions have brought up media literacy because that is a part of what happened here. We're going to have to figure out how we rein in our media environment so that you can't just spew disinformation and misinformation.
What's next? A license? Will there be a media license? And the First Amendment and the 5 freedoms it protects are under a massive assault. We also already saw the freedom of worship get squelched this summer with the pandemic.
Yep.
That is one of the foundational bricks of our republic. And now they're going to go after the free press. And who is going to make the decision on how to rein in the media? Is it going to be Jake Tapper?
All right.
Is it going to be Jake Tapper who thinks that the congressman masked is not defending democracy in America? Does Tapper suddenly get to be the guy?
Right. And then, the freedom to assemble clearly is up as well. And who gets to assemble and who doesn't. And listen, if you're considered a domestic terrorist, then you certainly can't assemble. We can't have that. And if you're painting the broad brush of every single Trump supporter then by all means, go ahead and stop them because that's just the right thing to do, says the left. that concern as well.
Harvard wants to take away diplomas of anybody who supported Trump. I'm not kidding. I wish I were. They already pushed Elise Stefanik off the board of the university because, she's a Republican. It's digital segregation, digital apartheid, and it's really dangerous, people. And the fact of the matter is they're pointing fingers at us, and there are three pointing right back at them.
Yeah.
You look at the tape of the woman who's either from CNN or was on CNN. She's a PBS reporter who was inside the Capitol with that BLM guy, and they're going, "We did it! We did it!"
Yeah, right. And speaking of BLM guys, how about the FBI saying, "I just want to let you guys know that the individual there, John Sullivan from Utah." A name that I'm familiar with only because I've talked to people in Utah, and they're like, "Yeah, you know exactly who this guy is. He is a Black Lives Matter self-described anti-fascist. He has said it. He has been at the Capitol in Utah. I had people sending me audio because I have friends there of when he was at the Capitol during the summer, talking about some unspeakable things about what he wanted to do there at the Capitol And there he is, supposedly, according to the FBI, leading the charge during the insurrection at the Capitol. Do we get to, in encompassing all the news that's out there about what happened in the breach at the Capitol, do we get to hear a little bit about that? I mean, if the FBI is doing this and what they are alleging, that's part of the conversation as well, is it not?
It is, but he's been arrested, right?
Yeah.
So at least he's been arrested. At least we have that action. But, under the current thinking, anyone who's arrested should be immediately released and told, "Oh, just show up for your court date because we trust you." This is the new rules. And I'm very disturbed by all of this.
Yeah.
The First Amendment is sacrosanct, and it does include assembly, the right to redress your government, the right to speak up, the right to worship, and the right to a free press. And all of those are currently under assault unless we, the people, tell the government, hands off the First Amendment.
Yeah.
And maybe they're going to hear from people. I hope they hear from people peacefully, of course. I'm not advocating for any storming of the castle, as it were.
Right.
As a matter of fact, I'm kind of happy Lady Gaga's going to sing.
Oh, why?
Why? She's a great singer.
I know, but I guess the thing is, she sings the national. It's awesome. She's done it before. I can go onto places like YouTube and see it. Well, I mean, Tom Hanks being I guess he's like the voice of what's going to be. I don't know. Is he like the intro guy? I forget what he's doing. He's
America's dad. He's the host of the Biden virtual. I almost said impeachment. That was, the Biden virtual. Boy, that was wishful thinking funny. Right there. But no, it's going to be an inauguration unlike any we've seen. I'm glad that the Bidens are going to spend the night in Blair House the night before. I think that's a wise move. And I do think, look, we've got a rough road ahead of us for about 18 months. Because 18 months from now, we will be campaigning like hell to take back the House and the Senate.
We should be doing it right now. There are some that say 2022 started yesterday.
Well, it did. Technically, but we do have to focus on the job at hand, and that is watch what's going on in D.C. Biden's mini State of the Union last night, proposing all this money, all of this giveaway stuff. $2 trillion in giveaways, and guess what's going to follow that?
Probably another $2 trillion because nobody's doing anything about changing it. Or either that, or we have, or wait, let me rephrase that. Either that's going to happen, or because the Chicago mayor now Lightfoot is saying, "Hey, as quickly as possible, we got to get back open," and the governor in New York is saying, "Hey, we can't do this to the economy. We got to get back open." And then we have a headline from Newsweek that says COVID lockdowns have no clear benefit versus other voluntary measures. International study says, "Well, heck, let's get back to it."
All of that is irritating, but what's going to follow the $2 trillion in spending is $2 trillion in taxes.
Well, there's that as well.
Yeah.
Okay, and I want to leave you with this because we can't leave anybody on a down note. We got to be a little bit positive here. Here's some good news. I don't know if you heard about this, but there's this company in South Korea They've got a new dog collar that translate barks into emotions and language and stuff, and you can buy it at their website. And so, like the movie Up, remember with Doug, the collar? Did you hear about that?
I didn't see Up. I didn't hear about this.
Okay,
collar.
well, don't worry about Up. Yeah.
Well,
here's the good news.
Yeah.
They did say that there is some audio to show how it works. So I was pretty excited about that.
Yeah.
This South Korean company, this dog collar that can translate barks into language there. Listen, here you go.
If you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, and you ain't black.
So seems I'm not sure if it's accurate or not, but there was one dog bark that they apparently had to.
Drew?
Yeah.
Drew?
What?
Then, as of this moment, they're on double secret probation.
That's right. You're on double secret probation, little mister.
I'm in trouble? Why am I in trouble?
Well, it's like Dean Wormer said.
The time has come for someone to put his foot down. And that foot is me.
I'm putting my foot down right now, mister.
Why would you stop me? I didn't. What did I do?
No, it's all right. It's great insanity. I want to know how dogs learn different languages.
I don't know, but apparently the dogs in South Korea or the people in South Korea have it all figured out. I had no idea. It's we should be happy. We should.
Yeah,
Michael
we are.
Pelton.
Well, yeah, we're going to have a lot of silliness this evening. We'll talk about Macaulay Culkin and the madness of him. And,
There's a tease here for tonight. Mike Opelka filling in for Trey on the drive tonight. Tease it before we go, and I'm waiting for the music. I'll hear it in just a second.
I'll be in tonight for Trey, and we'll take your calls. We'll talk about the Playboy model who got kicked off Bumble for being too hot. The other Playboy model who wants the Pope to bless her shoot. And that's SHOOT. Don't be stupid. And we'll pay tribute to Siegfried of Siegfried and Roy, who has left us at 81.
Oh. I was trajecting upward in our tone before finishing up. And
there are plenty of silliness.
Okay,
I
good.
have
Okay.
planned this evening.
And
as
important things to talk about as well. We're just
Maybe not. It might be not. It just might be a night of frivolity, but it'll be smart frivolity.
And apparently drinking as well. Okay.
Well, yes, of course.
All right, Mike Opelka, we'll see you tonight.
God bless you.
Back at you. All right, let's find out how the remainder of the forecast is shaping up with Wink News meteorologist Matt Devitt.
Patchy fog for your Friday morning. High temperature of 73. Sunshine and